And welcome to LAWhammer, where we gather every week in my living room to play Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. So we have a lot to cover before the beginning of today's streams, and I'm desperate to get jumping in because we have some progress to make in the good old city of Middenheim, where our glorious heroes are, well, there's been a murder. There's been a murder. Right, so I have a couple of things to say before we go, and before we dive into who did and who did not get fate points when last our heroes gathered together. Because yes, there was a little competition going, and they did. Some did better than others, but they definitely did. So the first thing I would like to do is give a big shout out to a pal of mine, to a friend who has been a friend to LAWhammer right from the very beginning. So I'm going to give an actual shout out to a completely different stream. And you might think, why are you doing that? It's because it's awesome. So if you like your Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay streams, Garblag Games is doing one right now every single Wednesday. And if we're lucky, and the Corner Goblin has done her magic, right now in the corner, you'll see an ad for it and a link through to their Patreon if you'd like to go and have a look. I am particularly pleased to say that Pete over at Garblag is one of the best people out there. He's absolutely amazing, as everyone's pointing away like mad.
Stop pointing at my body.
It's the wrong way, idiot.
And if you've enjoyed what we've outputted, you can say thank you to Pete, because without him, we would probably never have started. He sat down with us for quite some time explaining how to run cameras, how to explain mics, how to get everything running together. And without him, we wouldn't have our living room of madness. So thank you very much, Garblag. Without you, we would not be here. And if you want to say thank you to Garblag, there's nothing you can do that would be better than popping... Let me finish my sentence! There's nothing you can do that would be better than popping over, taking a look at what they're offering, Garblag Games over on YouTube, and you can give them a quick follow. That would be lovely. One last thing to say before we dive into what we're doing today, and that is going to be picked up by the most marvellous Lindsay Law.
Hello, I'm Lindsay Law, and I'm here to talk to you today about Inside the Rookery. This week on Inside the Rookery, I will be interviewing Andy Law, maybe another who knows, about making it your own, adapting pre-printed role-playing material for your own games. And I've also got a TikTok.
Well, you'll have to just guess it.
And it turns out there's two.
Lindsay has been doing some investigations into TikTok and enjoying herself immensely. Hopefully, again, if the magic of the goblin is working in the corner, you'll have a nice little bit with me with my hat on in the corner going, because I'm going to be obviously discussing adapting RPG stuff to your own games at home, which is something that pretty much this stream is all about. So if you'd like to know how I've done it, do feel free to join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. UK time. It will be marvellous.
It's always nice.
Other than that, I do believe it's probably time for us to get going into awards, to extras. And we're going to go around the table, starting with our lowest initiative first, and they're going to tell us what they had to do during our great big bonus stream for fate points.
Can I, before we start, propose a riddle for the chat in advance of it getting to me?
Oh.
Which is, ask the chat, what do I have in common with Emilio Estevez and Rebecca Ferguson? The chat can guess, and when it gets to me, I will reveal.
What is it, chat? I don't know. That should be super fun. If you're watching this on YouTube, put the answer down now before it actually reaches the point. Don't go read everyone else's comments. That's cheating. Go see if you can figure it out. That being the case, let's start off with everybody's favourite Bright Wizard, Mr. Dan.
So Sage and I
the twins.
basically played one person, and we had a secret mission. Sage, if you want to share it.
We had to get things.
Just get
Yes. and that's how vague it was.
Yeah.
We had to acquire either physical things, information, physical affection, something from everyone in the party.
And Dietrich as well.
And Diedrich. And we succeeded.
So I would like to hear the justification for this, because I think this will be almost as funny as the rest. Let's find out. So going around the table, you lovely people, your job was to get something from each one of the PCs and from Diedrich. Yes? So let's start off with, what did you get
As if Ed's going to remember.
from Ed?
Wrong! I know exactly what I gave you. A biscuit.
So what did you get from him?
Yep, he gave me some food.
He gave you some food. Will I count that one as a tick? I didn't say something substantial, but I did say something, and definitely sounds like a something to me. Tick! What did you get from Father Leopold?
No, that's Andy.
Oh, from
He
Andy.
was paying.
You're right. I get my characters mixed up there.
Dagmar.
Do I have to actually gouge my eyes out? I'm not okay with that.
No. From Andy.
Well, we went with a few things. We got some information in a one-on-one chat. And then also I would like
Information was?
this stuff about the old ones that he had been looking into in his library. And then I would also like to propose, gave my character an eyeful as one.
I believe I thwarted you getting an iPhone.
I mean, that's certainly a
information,
But also
proposal.
the information about being hairless. I
Yeah,
got that from
hairless.
him.
The
Hairless.
information, definitely. The iPhone, I think I thwarted.
Had to sleep at some point.
How about from Kath
From
you-
Sister Miranda,
and Miranda?
I asked for some advice. She gave me advice about.
And what was the advice?
Oh God, it's been so long.
It was basically Rain Wilhelmine.
Yes, essentially, just do what you can.
Yes, Mars judging you probably.
Yeah.
And then finally from the good captain. Oh, Commander.
Commander.
Commander
Nice.
Herta. There's nobody better than Commander Herta. Quite literally translates
I
to shepherd.
gave them a dagger.
I know, but still hurt her.
I know.
I gave them a dagger.
Nice.
Wilhelm said he'd forgotten his weapons. My character thought that was
What, what did you both get from, finally, Diedrich?
Hammer.
And then what did you get from Sage?
Oh, we were the same
We
character.
were the same character.
What did you get from Sage?
She patched me up.
Uh-huh.
Health.
First aid.
Assistance.
I'm liking it.
Okay.
Nicely done. And what did you get? Well done.
Moral support.
A headache?
his pride. He said about 3 times how proud he was of you. You
Through
got his
praise.
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 That is very rare. That is reserved for my dog.
So,
That's
getting
it.
something from each one of the PCs, which did include yourself,
Oh.
and getting something from I'm so tricky. And Diedrich, I'm going to say that was almost passed. There are some of those that are on the dodgy side. We'll get to what that means in a second.
I've got a whole speech prepared, so I'm ready.
Oh, I do like a speech. Hey, Ed.
Now, here's the thing.
What did you have to do?
Well, I can't say yet because, and I'll tell you for why, Andy, because I forgot that I had to somewhat keep mine slightly secret
Oh, yes.
and might have
did.
been slightly blatant with it.
Yeah.
But in doing so, I did also throw out a rather large red herring, which I think people actually did fall for. So, if I can go around and be like, what was my thing? And everybody says the wrong thing, right?
No.
Oh, come on!
No. It could be anything from the entire
Well,
set.
no, that's fine. Actually, I kept that very quiet.
No. Tell me, what was it?
Right. I'll tell you the red herring first, because I think I did this right. I want to say it.
He just wants to boast.
Lindsay,
Yeah,
what do you
yeah.
think my red herring is?
Your red herring was to feed people.
Yes, it was to feed people.
To
So I
get
fed
people to
everybody. I gave
accept
everybody food.
Except I think
And
you
I
failed.
said no. Like,
That doesn't matter.
I wanted to
Because you
force
thought that's what my thing was,
But
and
what
it
was it
wasn't.
actually?
I had to collect 5 pieces of warp stone without anyone noticing.
No.
I got the thing. Wait.
Check the word.
Secure 5 chunks of warp stone without anyone noticing.
Okay, good. So, did anyone know that he'd gone in to get warpstone?
Yeah,
Yes.
we also do it.
It was like the first thing I said.
To be fair, I don't think my character, unlike the rest of these people who were scholarly types, I don't think my character knows what warpstone is.
Seems
So
fair.
I don't think my character knew that he had secured 5 pieces of warpstone.
Also, we
But I
could.
knew he had secured something.
I don't think we were in the room, so we don't know how much warpstone he got.
No,
Yeah, the 5, to be fair, I don't think everybody knows about 5.
I actually
Rolling
got,
their
I mean,
justifications
Dagmar
for this.
certainly didn't.
Yeah, well,
No, but that's
I
right.
think I'm quite happy to put this one down as a
I got 15 in the end.
really weak. So you did even. Well, you did get 5 plus 5.
I got it 3
Plus
times.
5,
I
yeah.
think that's 3 fate points.
Hey, Mr. Andy.
So, have the chat guessed what I have in common?
I don't know. I don't have my chat open. They have not.
No, I don't think so.
So, we have all played a character who died in pursuit of an impossible mission.
Ah, he thinks it's
Spoilers, I've never seen Mission Impossible.
Alright.
No point now.
Alrighty, so what was your mission?
So, my mission was first of all, had to discover the source of the Flame of Ulrich.
Yep,
And
discover the
once
source.
we had discovered that, get every PC and
Deirdre.
Dieter, yeah, him, that guy, to swear to the gods not to tell anybody.
Double easy. I don't know why you didn't do it.
Did you succeed?
No!
He did not
Did
succeed.
anyone thwart you?
I mean, of the people that came close, I would say Lindsay was the closest, but I would also say it's a collective thwarting and also like the laws of physics thwarted because we were running very late and I was like, maybe I can persuade people for an hour, but I'm not staying another hour. We're already an hour late.
Your Honour, I've prepared a case for the thwarting.
You're not your turn yet.
Wilhelm certainly thwarted you by baiting you to jump into the flame.
Well, but by that rationale, I thwarted myself because it was me that rolled the fumble.
I still will go back to you wouldn't have even attempted the roll if I
That
hadn't.
leap into
No.
the flame was beautiful.
Actually, though, I wouldn't have attempted the flame if she hadn't already delayed us so much that it was really late, and so I would have been disrupted.
There was a lot of delaying going on.
Yeah.
What was your mission?
I had to get Diedrich to agree to investigate his origins, and you dodged me, Law, at every turn.
I mean, oops. I'm a dick. Right, so looks like that was probably a no.
Oh, total failure.
Yeah, total failure.
I've prepared another case for the thwarting.
Okay, so as
I'll
a
refer you to my lawyer.
lawyer law,
Yes,
did you have a mission?
I did have a mission.
What was your mission?
My mission was to kill 5 things at least
Mhm.
before I got to the flame.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And if I hadn't, by the time I got to the flame, I was to enter frenzy.
And kill everyone else.
Oh, okay.
Or try.
Yeah, that at least that was her plan. Quite. Did you manage it?
Yes.
What did you kill?
I believe I did.
What did you kill?
I killed 3 skaven
3 Skaven?
and then some things.
What things?
Those things that were down there.
Are they dead?
No, they absolutely did not die.
I asked
They
you.
absolutely
I
did
asked
not
you,
die.
and you said it counted. The GM's a liar.
This is what we're up
Yeah.
against.
Fair enough. However, I will counter that I did thwart 2 other people. Directly.
Okay, so who
I
do
will
you
counter
think
that you
thwarted?
didn't go into frenzy, so you just failed.
No, it's still thwarted.
Yeah, but he told me I had succeeded.
Bye.
So I didn't.
I said that you wouldn't go into frenzy, yes.
Oh.
Which means you believed you succeeded.
Yeah.
Tricky things.
You're evil.
Yeah. So, on the thwartings, does anyone believe that they have a good case for thwarting? Starting at this end.
Yeah, lured him into the flame by tinkering with the runes.
That did make it very hard to make him swear anything. That was quite funny. That wasn't your intent.
He didn't jump into the flame because you did that.
That was always my intent.
Did Diedrich have to do anything?
No. No.
Just be our
Just
Kaon.
avoid me.
Just be the son of Kaon.
Yeah.
Do anyone... You think you thwarted anyone?
Nah.
Good try. Over here? No. Over here? No. Over here?
No.
Lawyer law?
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
Firstly, I believe I thwarted Andy's character on 2 occasions. So the first occasion was he was absolutely adamant we would go up, and I knew I guessed
Oh.
that's because he wanted to find the flame.
Yep.
And I heard things I could kill down below, so
Yep.
my character absolutely wanted to go down because her
Yep.
overarching mission was to make the blood flow,
Mm.
and I got
For
my way
reasons.
and I got my way round that by appealing to the leader to get him because I figured it would be logical to go down and up. And
So
he
what you've
agreed. And
actually
then-
done is you've just
No,
said that I
No,
thwarted
wait,
it.
wait, wait. And then when we got upstairs and discovered the flame, he again Diedrich was like, we have to tell people. He was like, we absolutely do not. We have to keep it secret.
Mhm.
And I absolutely stood up with Diedrich and completely supported him in that and said, no, it's the right thing to do to tell people. You have to. It's honourable, blah, 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 blah.
May I make a counter proposal?
Yes, do so.
I believe this would establish a dangerous legal precedent in the grounds of this type of mission. Because all one need do to thwart everybody is slow the whole play down so we never get to the end.
I wasn't slowing it down. I was trying to get my mission.
But had it been an hour or two earlier in the night, I believe I could have talked people around to swear.
I think you
Lawyer
should.
law goes
But then-
against rules.
But
Lawyer
then you
lease.
should have persuaded him.
System
that-
gamer
Like-
league.
I'm just saying, I don't think delaying counts as thwarting.
But I didn't know the top was the end.
I am
Me, the bottom might
absolutely
have been
putting
the
my
end.
hat in the ring for that first thwarting. Because it is,
It was a
without
team.
a
You said you
doubt.
had two.
But
Yeah,
you
my
didn't do it
second
consciously.
one. Yeah.
Doesn't matter, still
so
did it.
My second one was Sister Admiranda, because when she was making the big push, when he was talking about him being an orphan, Father Diedrich, and when she was making the big push for it, again, my character had formed a bit of a connection with that guy, which I used later to thwart
Yes,
Andy.
you did.
And I said him that he didn't need to learn his origins. He could be the man that he
Press
was. It didn't matter where he came from, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, I officially hate you both.
And I
Right.
felt he really took my guidance on board.
Okay, I think it's time for us to make some judgments.
Should I
First,
have a wig?
I'm also a bullshit elf.
oh, actually, before we do that, there is also the Goblin's Treasure,
Yes.
which was for the best story told, because everyone had a story to tell.
Round the cup.
Okay, Goblin, would you like to pass that one out now?
It's right in.
The
Sorry.
papers there.
You can tell us if you wish.
Oh,
What?
The elfie one.
The elfie one.
No.
No, in that one it's...
Who?
It's on the paper.
We were the same character, so we both get it. Ride or die.
Oh, Lindsay.
Nice try.
I work in here.
Okay, Lindsay gets +1 fate point.
Yeah.
Also, last week there was a prize.
Oh, I thought it wasn't a fate
for
point
the
for the
combat.
goblin.
It wasn't a fate.
It
for
wasn't
the goblin.
confirmed what it was.
Oh,
It's a fate point.
it's a fate point.
It's a fate point. Okay. It does have a stipulation on it, though. I'll get to that in a moment.
I won't write it down then.
There was
I don't want it.
also,
I don't want it.
last week, a prize for whoever won the combat. Who won the combat?
Oh,
Rick.
Rick.
The
Oh,
NPC.
Rick.
Which
Oh,
means
Rick.
it goes to you.
Yay.
Which means you get your +1 bonus on weapon skill, which is either one of two things. You can take the Warrior Born talent, which gives you +5 weapon skill. Or
recommend.
you can just add 1 D10 to your base number.
That's not what was explained.
I know.
That's not what was
I would have
explained
rolled
last
better
time.
dice.
I tried hard.
There is nothing like, changing
I mean, I
the
would have used
stakes.
fate points.
So, what would you
No.
rather do?
Gamble.
Warrior Born for +5 or just roll a D10 and see what you get? As the
Gamble.
gods bless her.
Roll a
If I
D10
take Warrior
and lie.
Born,
Yes.
does it become one of the talents that's added to all of my things?
Yes,
You can
it'll
only
be-
get it once.
You can only get it
But
once.
you're gonna only
Yeah,
get
so
one.
you'll have it. That'll be part of your talent. The chance of you picking out Warrior Born is exceedingly low. If you don't know, for those of you who play Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay already, there's a bunch of talents that can add +5 to one of your skills. In our version of the Careers, they don't exist except for Tier 5. The only place you can get them. You don't get them anywhere else except at character creation. So they are rare talents, super rare.
I will take Warrior Born.
I went for the cautious route.
Nice.
+5 weapon skill.
You really have turned your back on Ronald, haven't you?
Roll a
The
D10
proof
for
is in the
curiosity.
pudding.
I think
Six.
that's a metaphysical decision. I don't think it would have been that prize if it was us. I think he's done it deliberately as a metaphysical thing for where Yumi's at in terms of relationship with Ronald.
This is my Halo!
Or the god of fate. Like,
Yeah.
dude, spin it well. Her relationship with Zeech. She's turning her back on Zeech, dude. Come on.
There are different
Help
ways
the
one could
party.
argue it. I like your style. I like your style. Right, so that's number 1. Number 2, you two have a fate point. You can decide who gets it.
Oh, you wank. I'm taking it. I've already erased my fate points on my character sheet, so
How many do you have?
none right now.
How many do you have normally?
You can count the feathers.
Four.
guys.
No,
Nobody
that's
has four.
privileged.
He normally has 4.
Normally a 4.
So does she. They've both got 4.
Yeah, but she's got luck, so she's got a billion fortune.
Hands up anybody who's only got 1.
Oh, cry me a river.
Fate points are on the line. Civility's gone out the window.
Have the argument. We roll for it.
Oh, I'm having
Oh, yeah, roll off.
That's
A roll off.
That's fair.
A roll off.
Roll
Roll
off.
off! Roll off! Roll off!
1.
10.
No, that's a 0. 5 fortune.
Alrighty. Next, Ed. It was a valiant attempt. No. Andy, clearly no. Kath, clearly no. Lindsay is in an interesting position. Did she manage to get her 5 kills? Did she make the blood flow before she arrived at the flame? No. Sad. Does
make the
she
blood
count as a thwart though? I'm torn on this one actually. So I'm going to put this one down to a dice off as well. And the dice off is going to be this. She can roll a d10. If she rolls 1 to 6, she doesn't. If she rolls 7, 8, or 10, she gets 1. If you roll 9, you get 2 and something else.
Something else I don't like.
Whether I thwarted both these guys, do you mean?
Yeah, for the thwartings.
3.
Kind of hope she'd roll a 9. That leaves us with one last thing to do before we begin, and that is the stipulation on this one. Oh, pardon me.
Can I not roll twice? Because I did thwart twice.
No.
No, that's the
We've
whole
already
point of
moved
the
on.
two.
You've half-assed
seriously.
one of them. You got me to do the job for you.
Excuse me, lawyer law. No! Overruled. Right, finally, that fate point. The fate point that you gained can only be used for someone else in the party.
Ooh, that's good.
Note to self, stay close to Alabama.
That does not include henchmen.
Oh.
Which then
well.
leads us to, before we do our XP, which I'm about to hand out, one question that we have remaining before we begin. And that is what happened to... Now, if you haven't watched last week's episode, you might not know,
Spoilers.
but there's some deep spoilers about to occur. That's what happened to Lucas. Now, Lucas is a henchman, as far as our rules are concerned. A hench person. Henchman in his case, because he's obviously a bloke. And as a henchman, he is allowed to use the person, the PC that he's attached to's face points. Which means, in this case, he can use Gerhardt's fate points, but only if Gerhardt agrees.
Yeah.
So the first question is, how many do you have?
2.
Ooh, that brings you perilously low. Now the question is, are you going to spend a fate point for Lucas? I have prepped for both. Whether he spends it or not, we have not pre-prepared this. I don't know what's about to happen, and he's going to decide now.
So,
Here we go.
I do just have a couple of clarification questions.
Yes, clarifications.
Because this is my first WFRP experience.
Yes.
When you've got no fate points,
Yes.
how's that death play out?
You die.
Right, it's just, that's it, done, 0,
Yes,
nothing.
and if you die according to your dooming,
Yeah.
you get a chance to roll a die to fate point out of it.
Right.
So don't die.
No,
according
if
to your
you
dooming.
don't die according to your dooming,
Yes.
you get a chance to
So
live.
fate point. Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. Based on a dice roll?
Yeah.
Love them odds.
You don't ask what the dice roll is.
That's my next follow-up. What's the actual roll on that?
It's
an 8, isn't it?
It's a D10 roll of an 8, I think.
Yeah.
8 above or
Let's
just
double
if you
check it.
roll
Just
8?
Yeah.
No, just 8.
Oh, that ain't
So-
good.
You're not
Just
going
to
down-
category, that's a 1 in 2.
But you'd still be
10
one
times.
fate point
Yeah.
left.
But
You
you've
still have
still
one
got
left.
one.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Yeah.
I was just moving perilously close to the edge.
It is moving perilously close to the
Join
edge.
me.
That's how Birdie lives.
But
And I'm
you've
about to
now
break.
kind of got half a one because I can use mine on someone else.
You could, that's true.
Oh, it's a
and
part
you-
effort.
And, yeah, but she doesn't want to keep Birdie
And I
alive.
actually only care about you.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
Duly
So,
noted.
Just count it as 3, dude. Just count it as 3.
Kill him anyway.
Yes.
Let chaos
Or-
reign.
I can't make an end.
What are
No.
we doing? Oh, is that what that is? I just thought you were being 2 or 1.
Yes and no.
Aye or nay? He's a drain on our resources.
He is a drain on our resources, you're right.
Put him out of his misery. He doesn't have flask.
There's no other angel over here. No, he can live. Let's let him live.
He's
Let him
living!
live.
So for everyone out there who was worried about Lucas, your worry isn't over. not dying is not necessarily good given the way he went. Because as we all know, fate points don't mean everything is all shiny and bright. There's different ways to spend it. He will be surviving this episode. We'll see exactly what that means. Okay, the last thing I'm going to say is you're about to get some XP. You haven't had any for 2 weeks, as I recall.
That's right.
So I am going to give you a flat 200, which makes it nice and easy. And I think we're good to go. Holy moly, that was quite a lot of pre-show stuff. I told you we had a few things to get through. I'm pretty pleased with where we are. Who actually remembers where we were last time?
We are outside the.
He put his foot in his mouth.
No.
I
never.
absolutely did not. I was
Birdie.
doing good chats.
Yeah, I made the mistake of speaking to the gentleman.
Yeah, but he
And
didn't
I
make
didn't
any
realise
bed.
he'd had a change of heart about me.
Yeah. Because
Because
now
he was okay before, and then he wasn't.
Yeah.
I've just noticed that it's not to do with this, it's more to do with a follow-up from the Lucas situation.
Oh.
Which is I note that I haven't been asked if I want to spend a fate point to save Nils,
No, you haven't.
which I think speaks volumes.
Or he's not dead.
But also, didn't
Well,
we
one way or
say
another. It's either
that?
really good or really bad.
Didn't you say that Heinrich Todbringer's best friend was killed by a Hellstein?
Yes.
So Nils is.
Oh, hang on. Well, I reached. No, it's fine. We'll play
Too
that.
late now.
I know.
XP, 200, all fine.
Yeah.
We are indeed in the Middenpalaz. There has been a murder in the palace.
There was
Zarovich.
a scream.
Indeed, has apparently been killed. There was a feminine scream, which was a good way to end any episode. And we were going to be picking up from there. That being the case, I think it's probably time for us to finally begin episode 39. Peak Leveler. Snow doesn't often fall in the middle of summer. But snow has begun to fall on the Fauschlag. It's late evening. A party has already come and gone. You met very recently with Heinrich Todbringer. The palace is alive because of a death. There has been a murder. And that has left someone very, very upset. Now, whether it is a coincidence or whether it isn't, snow is drifting from the heavens. You are in the Middenpalaz, the palace where the Todbringers rule. It's just there. The Kralapalaz, where the scream has echoed from, is just over there. And then there's yourselves, somewhat caught up in the middle of potentially a storm that is about to break or is breaking elsewhere. There is most certainly going to be blame to be spread. What are your plans?
Well, have I just fallen to my knees and had a vision?
Yes.
And blurted out.
About Lucas.
Yeah.
What are you going to blurt?
Well, I'll blurt out all of it just to make it easier. So,
Give me a blurt, because some people don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember exactly what the
The
information
important bit. Pull out
Yeah.
the key bit.
was. I think Lucas has been killed, and I think he's Heinrich Todbringer's best friend.
What?
What?
Lucas,
By what? By who?
do you think the dwarf went too far? That's why you
Crump,
left him.
crump, crump, crump. Knights Panther
maybe.
are making their way over towards the tower, the Kralapalaz, not far away from you. A whole bunch of them. On the outside, there are several soldiers wearing big furred hats, okay, holding big halberd-like weapons. And they're barring entry to it. Knights Panther are over there. Acute sense hearing. Sadly, you're currently talking, so you're not paying that much attention, as are you. But they are certainly a level of belligerence for anyone in the periphery of this conversation that can be seen at the distance.
Can I smell anything interesting?
Are you?
Sweat on his brow.
Did
I'm used
he?
to that.
You didn't get the details of how Lucas died. He just
No.
got
No, he didn't.
Did he get that there was blood even?
Yes.
Or- yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Blood.
I don't think it was the dwarf. There was blood. That's all I saw.
Was he still at
Curtain
the
of it.
forge?
I don't know.
Well, that's the last place that we left him, so that's probably where we should go right now.
And clearly stuff is happening, so we should leave before they close everything down.
Or accuse us of doing something.
Yeah, very important.
There is nobody attending you just now. They have their own situation to deal with. Anyone have calculating? As you are making your way towards the front gate, you can't help but conclude. You can't help it. That the very reason that you're getting out is probably also the reason that the murder was committed in the first place.
The very reason we're getting out. As in,
Attention is elsewhere. How are you going to get out that front gate? Because attention is elsewhere. You're just guests making your way out. There's lots of concern. It's one gigantic diversion. Who knows for what? But it might not be. You can't help but be suspicious of everything. One of the joys of calculating.
You're gonna say something about?
I think it feels like this is there was a diversion. There's been another.
It is
But for what?
weird timing.
Well, no. Henrik said coincidences,
Yes.
right? And here's another coincidence.
Yeah.
As we are about to make progress, we are thwarted by some seeming coincidence. Are you sure you saw Lucas?
I had a vision of it. Am I sure it's accurate? Well, no, sometimes the visions are more metaphorical, but this felt real.
As you're making your way along, you can see there's a small queue at the gate that leads out from the internal grounds here into the streets beyond Middenheim, where it then moves down towards the Square of Marshals. The Square of Marshals is also where Schmidhammer has got his house over towards the left-hand side of that. It's also where you were doing your fights to become next champion, which none of us managed to do, rather unfortunately. The small queue there, however, is just a host of mostly nobles who are making their way out from here. They're not, you can see even from here, they're not even being checked. They're nobles, they're people of import. They are, however, being noted. You can see that somebody at the side is writing down everyone that's passing out. So clearly they've got enough wherewithal to mark people passing, but they don't appear to have enough wherewithal to secure the Middenpalaz, which perhaps would have been a wiser option. The orders have yet to be either sent, received, or any equivalent. If you want to get out, now is most definitely the time to do so. As you come up behind a pair of young women who are sitting there fanning themselves, even though there is a drifting of snow coming down. The snow, again, interestingly, is lying. By the time you come from where you were to here, which is only a walk of about a minute and a half, already there's a slight dusting of snow on the ground. The chances of that happening for even someone with next to no meteorological knowledge is almost none. The snow should not be lying.
How
Clearly it's
long
all
were we in there?
Or the Kislevites being sad?
No, what do you think is some sort of linkage? No, I don't. That's
Do
why.
they
Bizarre.
control the weather?
Don't they use ice magic or something? I don't know. I've heard that somewhere. Anyway, rather than get distracted, you will gather. If somebody has done that and is trying to escape, they're probably here. We should keep an eye out in case we get wrongfully accused again.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
what
I'll
would
have
be
a
good
look.
would be to try and see what's on the list as we go past. See the names of who else has gone.
Oh, right. No problem.
Speed reading.
You make your way up towards the front of the queue that's slowly pushing its way through. One noble is obviously keen to be out of here. Worst bloody party ever, he says. Didn't even get it off with anyone, did I? He's by himself. As off to the side, a gentleman calls out, "Excuse me, could you give me your name?" He says, walk off, and just walks out as he scribbles down something.
Her fuck.
As you, after the two ladies pass through, arrive, the person who's taking the names is just over there, about 7-8 feet away from where you are. So far enough away that you've got to actually go over or shout over to them if you wish to engage. As he's sitting down, looks up,
Do you want to check this?
and
No, got it.
marks something down with his quill. As the one who's at the front looks over and says, "Good, you." And he says, and just indicates that you can leave if you wish to do so.
Do you not want our names?
Looks up and he says, "No."
Oh, are you sure? It seems like you're writing a lot down there. Just try and have a little sneak.
Okay, do some perception test, please, Gerhard.
Perception. Speed reading not going to help me on this.
Speed reading will help if you pass.
Right, fair enough. Makes sense. Is that a 9 or a 6?
It's a 6.
661. Okay, well, that'll be all right.
Is it pass? Is it fail?
Can you do a
Should-
perception test for the
Initiative.
dodgy people around us?
60.
1%.
1%
Yeah,
off.
sure. Go do yourself a perception test as well.
And can Alan Enright do one for just like checking back where we came from, the building that's being
What
built?
exactly are you looking for?
Any suspicious
Just
type.
been a
Okay, say
fortune
anything
point.
that's go for it. So that's a reroll. Good, glad to hear
1%
it.
over than 5%.
He
over.
clearly pulls it away from you before you get an opportunity to do it, and he says, "On you go."
Okay,
That's
thank
much
you.
better. 5 successes.
5 successes. The chap who literally told them where to go is arcing off, and as he moves around the corner, you see him moving off at speed, and makes his way into a house on the, well, it's a big ring that moves around this square of marshals with several large gates to it, and he moves into one of the houses over there. You don't know a lot about Middenheim, but you do know that the square of marshals has got a large military presence in one corner, for obvious reasons, and most of the noble families of, well, most of the mid-tier noble families of Middenheim have estates here. Most of the really good ones are a little bit further over there, somewhere you think.
Okay.
So we're probably talking mid-tier noble or ranking officer. You don't know enough about Middenheim to know which, though, because you don't know what the individual houses are, but they definitely moved off in that direction. You looking out, yes,
5
there is
successes, by the
indeed
way.
something relatively dodgy out there, and that is a white crow arcing high in the air above, circling above the Middenpalaz, which you can't help but spot. Snow is drifting
Father,
all the
there's
way
a
through the
white
ground.
crow up there
You
watching.
think he's still around then?
That would suggest so. They are not common.
As you are on the other side of the gates into the main streets. This is festival time. The carnival is alive, but we are very close to the palace and it's relatively late at night. There are no drinking establishments near here, for example. So it's pretty much, as far as the normal streets of Middenheim are concerned, pretty quiet.
And we're really close to the house we're staying in, so we can...
In fact, if you just go straight
back
to
there
where
and
you
see
were
if there's
intending on going,
word,
you
yeah.
will pass by it. It is on the way.
we should
um,
see if they've sent word to the house.
Yeah.
Why should we
Lucas is
delay?
dying.
If we're going to the forge, it's a bit away.
Yeah, but
We're
We'll be
we're
going
past
past
that.
the house. What if he'd left the forge and is somewhere else and had been home?
No, we had given instructions to keep him at the forge.
Yeah, that doesn't always work out.
Oh, at the
still
very
think-
least.
Okay, fine.
I'll
You're
run.
fast.
She just
You're
runs.
fast.
She just runs
Tap,
to
tap,
the
tap.
house.
You go stepping forward at pace towards the square of marshals as the rest of you are making your way forward concerned. As you pass through into the main square, there's a thronging of people moving one way to the next, but there's a particularly large crowd arcing around a cordon, not the way of putting it, of Knights Panther, about 20 of them, in a half circle around Schmidhammer's house.
Oh.
As you skid to a halt, she's not more than around about 30 yards ahead of you as she's just skidded to a halt and she's looking over in the direction of Schmidhammer's house. There is a crowd around this cordon of knights.
Do I recognise any of the knights?
They're too low. They're people standing. There's a
Yeah,
crowd
okay.
between
Yeah,
you
well,
and the knights. You can see the crests of some of them. Difficult to tell.
You're looking for
I'm looking for B-bomb.
B-bomb. We have ourselves a large crowd. The knights Are we pushing past? Are we and
That's
ignoring them? Are you going around?
What-
What's our plan?
What's going on?
What are they blocking?
Right, what are they?
Yeah, the whole house is blocked off with a big
When-
cordon of knights and a crowd around it.
Well, we're staying there,
We're
so sure.
staying.
We should. Yeah. No. Okay. Fine.
As
We'll
we're
check
going
this.
through,
Probably a
we'll
good idea.
try and have a listen to see if he can hear what's going on.
Perception
hard.
test.
Let's do the chat.
Yeah, 5, 6. No, more than that.
Ooh. 92 successes.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 successes.
9 successes. Okay, I'll give you some core pieces of information then. As you're making your way towards the crowd, and they're all like, what's happening? You're like, shh, 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 shh. And you step forward. There's been a murder. There's been a murder. Apparently, the Graf's uncle has been killed. Or some equivalent.
Oh.
Oh no.
That's the talk amongst them. There is, at the side, a black banner. And you can see it. Clearly a blessed banner.
Blessed. More?
You're not entirely sure, you're at a distance.
I'm not
But you can
hearing
see
any-
the banner. No, you can see it with your yeah.
Right.
My holy sight.
As your hands up and you're like, ah.
Oh. I think he might be in there. They're saying the Graf's uncle's been
Oh
killed.
God.
So that means that Lucas's identity is known. I thought he was.
The last time we thought someone was dead, she miraculously came back to life. Get in there. Do the thing that you did.
No,
with
no,
her.
it's all right. All right. Excuse me.
Are you pushing past the crowd?
Yes, out the way.
I love how he
Do
gets
yourself a
Follow his
leadership
way.
test.
What?
Leadership test.
Oh, what?
What?
Oh, come on now.
Constant
Just
60s.
60s, yeah, left, right, centre. Leadership is not very good. It's actually all right. It's just only.
It's just not that good.
Yeah. Do I get anything being a noble?
You definitely get to do the test because you're one.
Shit. Okay. Oh, I'm on Lucas. That's better. Okay, hang on, because it was Lucas that I was looking at. Me, leadership. Oh, it's 1% more. We're both shit.
Fortune point.
Yeah, okay, we'll spend a fortune point.
Or, well, I was just saying, if he's not making headway, Lupo was right behind him. Can I start yelling out, my wife for his lordship, my wife for his lordship?
Yeah, I'll let you do a leadership test also. It'll be
2 successes.
2 successes, that's enough.
Do you want me to re-roll it?
No,
with the
I'm
fortune
quite
point?
happy with the
Okay,
2.
cool.
As it passes by, there is a knight standing before you. Tip to toe covered in blue and gold armor.
Right.
Glimmers slightly. The top of it, there is a leering face. You're not entirely sure what sort of creature it's supposed to be, but given what you know of the Knight's Panther, he's probably killed it.
Sir Knight, what has gone on?
And she replies,
Miss.
Still,
Still,
sir.
sir, yeah, you're still
Absolutely
sir. Yeah,
correct.
you still get your
Yep.
spurs. Yeah.
Yep, 100%. As
Spurs
she looks down at you and says, what is your association with this place?
We are currently staying here.
As she looks at you. Your name, please.
I have the honour of
So just
presenting.
push. Yeah.
Lord, is it Gerhard of House Shadowfaust?
Says, no, you're not on the list. I'm sorry.
Oh, there's a list?
You say to the helmet, and the helmet just looks at you.
Right.
I swear on Sigma, we are staying here. We were guests of Dieter.
Schmid.
I have my orders.
I am Alamena White Shadowvale. Am I on the list?
There's a pause. Yes,
Father Leopold with the Order of the Silver Flame.
yes,
Elric Grunfeld,
yes.
Magus, or
Perhaps.
Ready
my
for us?
lord.
Yes.
Discretion is
Dr.
over.
Gerhard?
Of which house?
All of them.
Really?
Captain!
Oi.
You need
And
to
there's
keep your
from behind, clack, clack, clack. It's like metal clanking as someone comes over. Yes. What is it? I think this is the guests, missing guests. And The helmet looks around the other helmet and says, all right, well, are you certain? They've got the right names. Well, most of them do. Right. We'll bring them in. We can question them.
Oh.
You're brought into the front room. A captain. Big, heavy blonde moustache. Silver threads running all the way through it. His hair swept down to one side, and underneath his eyes on both sides, black charcoal has been smeared to show that he's in mourning. As he looks at you all, please sit down, sit down. There's no need to stand, Father. There's many seats here. I believe that you were in this residence earlier this day.
Yes, we stayed here.
And you hear from the other room further away, is that my bloody guests? He says, what are they doing through there? Shut him up, will you? He's not the champion anymore. As the night goes out. And you hear, it's not exactly quiet there. It's my bloody home, I'll go where I bloody want. Not with your legs damaged like that, you won't, says the night through there.
While they're making a noise, Alamana White's going to say to Gerhardt, like, say you want to see your friend. Make a big fuss.
As he looks up. Right, so we have some questions for you. There has been a murder here earlier today.
Who?
Well, who do you think it is?
Well,
The priest had a vision that our friend has been hurt. We were in the Middenpalaz. We were speaking with the Graf's son. We came out and he fell to his knees, saying that our friend was harmed. Can you tell us if it is so?
Who is the friend?
His name is Lucas.
Lucas Mueller.
Mueller. Interesting. Very interesting. And has your friend got any enemies?
Not that we know of, or specific people, apart from the sort of.
Anyone who'd want to cause him harm?
No, I don't think so.
Not as far as we're aware.
Approximately 3 hours ago, his throat was slit, ear to ear, by what we believe may have been a demon. So I ask you again, why do you think he would have been of interest to such dark powers? Are you aware of any unusual activity that he has been involved with?
Why assume he is the reason for it? We're in the Graf's champion's house. Was the Graf's champion attacked? Is Diedrich okay?
The Graf's champion was also attacked, yes.
So why are we assuming Lucas was the target?
Because he was the target. And we know he was the target. So again, I ask, has he been doing anything unusual?
No, but it's good. Sigmar-fearing people, we stand against the ruinous
Take a
powers.
sim point.
Okay. Ouch. Didn't lie. Did I?
Well, no, he has been involved with things recently.
He was under the influence of this.
Yeah, yeah.
It is
Took me a
not the
while.
first time that Lucas has been threatened by people from his past. He was a good man, and he has done everything in the time that we have been with him to stand up for what is right and good in this empire. He has given my lord sound advice. But giving sound advice in these times, as you know, can get you hanged.
I have it on good authority that he was recently street preaching.
Yes.
He wasn't.
Is this typical for him?
No. You may have already spoken to Schmidhammer. Look, this is. Can we see him?
No, not yet. He is with the priest.
Right, fine. I'll give you the as quick as possible then. He has recently been under the influence of I believe we call it a living incantation spell thing. It took control of him for a while. It was also within Schmidhammer, and that's how we've gotten ourselves into this situation.
As you're speaking, the door opens at the far side, and a Knight's Panther comes in with armor that could be best described as glorious. All of the Knight's Panther have altogether too much money for their own good anyway. He is clearly the walking epitome of this. The inscriptions are not just sharp, but the detail level and just the plate itself inscribed edge to edge, on this side at least, with what appears to be some sort of, well, you think it might be a scene of a desert, perhaps, with creatures roaming across it. On this side, up there, and here, great panthers inscribed into it, all in gold and blue. As he comes in and says, "Captain, step down." And he looks up and nods once. "Yes, my lord. There are some questions that I need to ask. This is by royal command." "Good day." Bows once, then makes his way out. As he says, "I'll be with you in a moment," he says, and closes the door, leaving you to your own devices on the other side.
Who's he?
I don't know. I mean,
Not someone you've recognized or met before.
If we have to talk to another bureaucrat before we actually can speak
I
to
don't
him.
think he's a bureaucrat.
All right, whatever.
Yeah,
Somebody's
right.
stopping us.
Should we tell him that we were in Lucas's confidence to the point where we know his real identity? It might speed things up.
We should just be honest.
We're being honest.
We have an airtight alibi. If Diedrich was in the house, he's seen who's killed him.
Yeah, but don't be as honest as you were. Don't give all the details of the insults. Just say that we were seen by the Wizards Guild because a dark witch, which is true, ensorcelled to cause disruption in the city.
Right, fine. Look, it doesn't matter at that point. It's just let us get to a position where we can actually see him.
Yeah.
If it is him,
Is he
Well-
dead?
well, that's what they're saying. I mean,
Bertie was
that's
dead.
why we've got to have a look.
You told me Bertie was dead. You told me she was dead, and it was 30 minutes.
Well, I thought you were dead.
And me.
And well, that's my point. It might not even be Lucas. Like we've seen so many things looking like other things. Also, it's now his uncle supposedly, or which is not true. That's not, or at least that wasn't what it was. But we know that these things that work against us can change truth. So maybe this is more. Maybe this is something else. But we need to see him wherever he is.
Door opens as the same glorious knight, as you saw before, steps in and says, "I must apologize for the delay. We've just received orders from the palace." As he looks out, says, "Captain," and closes the door, comes in and says, "I understand this must be difficult for you. You are about to be taken into the royal confidence, which means that I wish you to swear before Sigmar himself that you will not share what we are about to discuss beyond this room. I would like to hear it led by the good father.
Swear on Sigmar's name.
Do you also swear?" He puts his hand up with the symbol of Ulrich. "Do you also swear?"
I
Yes.
swear.
I swear.
May I swear on all that?
Just looking at you.
Well, I swear.
Good. The door opens, and Her Royal Highness Katarina, House Toddbringer, comes in. So, a couple of things to say about Katarina, so we get an immediate idea of who she is. She's wearing a blue dress. It's to get it inside your head, a very medieval style dress, and has a large wolf across her breast that goes head down towards the middle of her chest. Frills up by the edge of her cheeks. Go right down to the ground. There is nothing on display, but it's very, very tight to her. She's wearing a very tight corset as well. She is in the unique position of having attractive 9 just now that you get that moment to go, oh, thankfully, Father, that means nothing.
I don't think
But she
she's all
smells
that.
nice.
She smells great.
Is wolf whistling appropriate in Middenheim culture?
You know what wolf whistling means. In
Because
Middenheim,
orcs.
it is quite literally the whistle you use to call a whore.
Okay. Do not.
You see one and you go, woo woo, and the whore comes on over. Are you looking for business, Gov? Yes. Or, no, just you're pretty, oops, and you move along.
I think we should go ahead with that. We'll see.
Yeah.
She comes in and looks around, nods once in your direction. She has blonde hair, startlingly blue
Are we meant
eyes.
to rise when royalty comes in?
You absolutely are, yes.
Assume I'm doing everything right.
Etiquette noble.
So,
Noble.
who has etiquette nobles? 4 of you are doing it right.
Yeah.
The other 2 can copy or just be
Yeah,
blind.
I've got quick enough reactions that I can copy.
Etiquette soldiers, you would know people higher
You're probably
rank.
bowing.
Yeah, you stand.
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't take a genius to work.
They will help the
definitely
father
doesn't
of.
take a genius.
And she
Put a hand
says-
on your elbow.
Please, sit down. I'm quite aware that you are very close to the individual who has recently suffered a most heinous attack. I have taken it upon myself to amend the truth here. And I should like you to support this as and where it is appropriate. I think it is very important that your manservant be dead.
Mm.
Because there are those who are looking to see him killed, which is, I think, an obvious beginning, but further it suits me, she says, as the captain, presumably it's the captain, shakes his head and she says, oh no, I shall sit here. And she sits down and looks at you all. We currently have somewhat of an issue with the Hellsteins. There is a single individual who has already crossed your group, one Alberic of House Hellstein. He is responsible for this murder. He isn't, but we are going to say that he is.
Suits me.
My brother is very close to Alberic of House Hellstein, but he is much closer to his uncle. Now already rumours have begun to spread. And they are thinking that it's the Graf's uncle at the moment outside, and we have reinforced that. To muddy the waters somewhat. My father would normally be taking care of this, at least that would be his intention. But he is currently indisposed. So I'm taking this directly. Now, you were recently speaking to my brother. Should you do so again, your servant is dead at the hands of the Hellsteins. Now, do we have any trouble with this? Are you capable of seeing this through?
Well, he already killed one of us, seemingly.
He certainly tried. This would not be out of character for the man. It is easily going to be believed, and it will put the Hellsteins beyond my brother's favour, which is what I'm looking to secure. My father would normally be speaking to my brother, but my brother right now is in a fragile position. I should like him to not fall into the hands of the Hellsteins.
I'm sorry, can I just clarify something? If we are lying about Lucas being dead, is he alive then?
He is grievously wounded, but he is not dead.
Okay, is he here in the building? Can I see him?
You will be able to see him soon. He is with his sisters just now. They are praying over him.
Okay, all due respect to them, I have actual talents that can help.
Yes, I was told that. Escort him up to his manser. Good. As
Can Elric go with him?
you speaking about yourself in the third person.
Your Highness, may I join him as well?
And she looks at you. I'm sorry, I forget your name.
Wizard Elric Grunfeld.
Ah, yes. No, I recall. If you are happy with that, then I'm happy for him to attend.
Yes.
You.
Certainly.
Good. Then yes, you may. Have him escorted up, please. He says, I'll get someone to just get them escorted up. For goodness sake. They're not going to do anything to me. I'll have someone see him up. Well, be about it then. As he goes off. You hear him murmuring away in the background as another knight takes you two aside and then upstairs, deeper into the mansion, leaving you with the princess. I had no desire to be here this evening for, I think, obvious reasons, but I saw an opportunity and I've decided to take it. The politics here are extremely sensitive. I'm going to be quite blunt because I think that will serve the situation better, especially given the nature of the situation we face. I've spoken at length with LAWhammer concerning the politics as they currently stand, but you might not be aware that currently the Hellsteins are making a play for power. They are, I think, nothing more than a feint for a completely different group. They believe that they are making the play for power, but they are the diversion. But they are succeeding, and there are very few of us, and a great many of them, and my brother has fallen under their sway. This will ascertain that the Graf, the Elector Count of the Empire, can hold his position, and I hope that that is persuasive enough for the father to support the Elector Count. Because as it stands, the Hellsteins do not, which is why this situation is, I believe, required. It is a falsehood. There is no doubt about that. And we are going to have to lie to my brother should he ever encounter this particular situation, or yourselves. But that lie must be maintained.
Your Highness, could we also discuss the real perpetrator of this crime? The father, I hope you don't mind me saying, had a vision that there may be trouble brewing against your family, and I think it's worth investigating. We may need your help if we have to do that more secretly than we first thought.
Well, you'll see that I have very little actual control or authority in this city. Everything is assumed. I have control over my knights and little more.
Well,
But if my father is receptive, then the entire city is at my fingertips. But I require my father for that to be the case. I am as useful in this as you, unfortunately. You have freedom, I have none. But I have access to the palace, and you have none. We bring different advantages. LAWhammer has consistently made her case that there is trouble against my family, and I believe her. Meanwhile, taking up the stairs, the knight takes you up and into the room where Lucas is. He is not looking good. White as a ghost. He has a ashen face and a livid, nasty, not entirely straight cut across his throat. Slight whiteness is showing through in parts. They have not bound it, yet it's somehow not bleeding. To either side, 3 sisters of Shalia are down, praying. One looks up, the mumbled prayers not stopping, as the knight says, by royal command of her, and then just stops. I'm sorry to disturb, sisters. As one looks round. To the side, a young initiate calls out to you both. Please don't disturb the sisters. He says, without the sisters' help, he will bleed out.
My lord would wish to inspect him. He is a doctor.
Right. So you'll be using this scientific method, she says.
Yes, the one that could probably help. It's a bit of sass.
Okay, do some charm test. And yes, the difficulty has increased to 6.
6? She started the sass, I'll start the sass.
Gods are
sass and then there's
real.
blasphemy.
Gods are real.
Did
Sass for me?
Sass for me.
Would Elric have got
That's a good one. That should be added to our lexicon.
Does Elric think that assistant might be attracted to him? Because he can assist with the charm?
I'll let you assist with the charm.
Go on,
Yes,
flirt
that's
with
quite
him.
nice.
How many do I need?
Slight
6.
smile.
Show us some leg.
6.
I'll,
Yeah,
gi-
that's
I'll
how
give
many-
you +1.
Or how many successes did you get?
0.
0, so +1.
3.
Oh.
I'll spend a fortune point. Hey.
Do you not get a bonus on yours because for the attractive?
Me? Oh yeah, +1.
Plus
So
one, but it's
it's
gonna be
still
+1
I'm
regardless.
assisting. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it means he rolled 1 rather than.
Yeah.
So
So
4 fails.
4 fails. Well done, but
3
because it's an
fails.
assisted,
3 fails.
because it's assisted, it's 1 success.
Oh right, okay,
Between the
fine.
pair of you. In that, she
Fine.
kind of lets you off for your rudeness because you're with someone so pretty.
fine.
It's that nod and the wink.
Elric's like
Elric's lost a tooth.
Elric's like
Your
sass
tooth.
for me. It's my whole mood.
As she looks at you and says, "You'll have to wait
How long?
till the sisters say they're ready.
Right. And do you know how long this lasts?
Just wait.
Till the sisters say they're ready." You can, of course, do yourself a visual assessment as to exactly how bad you think this is, if you wish to do so.
I mean, you don't need. He's got a fucking gash in his throat. Like it's pretty bad.
I
but
think
I'll
you've
have a go.
successfully determined what the problem may be.
2 things Elric would like to do.
Yes. Number 1.
One isn't blasphemous.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Isn't. But he's gonna like strain all of his senses and try and perceive any winds of magic.
Good. Do
happening
yourself a
around him.
perception test for that. And while we're doing that, do tell me, what is number 2, which definitely also isn't blasphemous, right?
If he thinks it's safe to do, he's gonna channel Gyron and get a sense of life in Lucas and see
You
if
don't need
there's
to
any-
channel diary for that. You can do it purely with your intuition test or perception.
But he's
depending
more
on-
so if he thinks
If you're
it's
moving
safe,
it in
yeah,
with your... Gotcha. That
Yeah.
is
But
definitely different.
yeah.
So
But
first that one. And on yourself, do yourself
So
a
one
lower
success on the perception.
medicine. Yes. Good.
Yeah.
Law medicine.
He is currently tainted. And it's not moving, it's not shifting, and you think it's possibly the sisters that are holding it in place. And
So-
the neck is rich with twisting, curling coils of dar all around it from length to length. It's not bleeding, it's not doing anything, and the sisters, you presume, are responsible for not letting it spread, but you're not certain.
Okay, so before he will attempt any channel, then he'll try and
Might be unwise to channel into
Yeah.
that. You're aware that it's often dark and react badly to magic, in that it can make it flare.
he will
Whole place is
attempt to
on
start a
fire.
conversation with the assistant, whispering so as not to disturb the 3 sisters.
Mhm.
Are they in control of the dark magic? Are they containing?
I don't know. I'm no sister. I'm just an initiative order.
When would it be safe to talk to them?
When they say it's safe, there's nothing I can do other than just wait, just like your good selves. How'd your lower medicine test go?
It's 5 successes, but it's an advanced skill, isn't it?
Yes.
So,
it is. So looking at it, the wound as it stands makes no sense to you.
okay,
He should probably be dead.
right.
Probably be dead. The fact that he isn't is either disturbing, in that he's alive and shouldn't be alive. That's disturbing.
Mhm.
Or the sisters are keeping him alive some way. Very possible.
Mhm.
Which is significantly less disturbing. If it's the sisters that are keeping him alive, then great. There's a part of you that really like to see that stitched up, though. If the sisters are not the one that's responsible for keeping him alive, you're
That's a
really
problem.
worried, because that means the sisters are possibly stopping him from falling into something else.
Okay. And I don't get any of the Dharma luck.
No.
That's what
quite
he will
beyond
come
you.
and tell
Yeah.
you. Gerhard, his wound is full of dar. And what they're doing is just containing it so it's not spreading.
Right.
So from what I can tell, they're keeping him alive right now.
Just through this. Right. Okay.
So, hearing that piece of knowledge, you did pass. So, I'll give you an extra piece of potential extrapolation from that. And that's that very possibly the reason that the wound is not shut is because whatever's in it, they want to get out. And they don't want to seal it.
Inside.
Now I've seen somebody do. I've been at the end of somebody pulling something out of somebody
Yeah.
beforehand. Okay, right, fine. We need Sigfadder, don't we? Really, for this?
Well,
Wherever the fuck he is,
Yeah.
is useless. I just.
Meanwhile, as he's half panicking upstairs, downstairs, Her Royal Highness, obviously quite pleased that you've all accepted this particular setup as a potential route forward. Now I ask for your advice. Do you believe that you, as a group, are capable of keeping this story maintained? Or do you believe there are any weak points that need to be carefully approached?
They're upstairs. Your Highness. Apologies. We've had a few fumbles in the past that I don't mean to bring,
Is his real name Lucas?
No.
Well, we had kept it under our hats from everyone that he was we knew who he was.
We've known for quite some time.
Yes, but are you capable of lying on his behalf and ensuring that he is believed to be dead?
Yes.
At least until my brother is no longer in the city. And will they be able to keep their mouths carefully positioned? For I have concern. I do not want my brother, who has spies in this city, to hear the truth.
We don't mention it beyond this room.
Do you need to have words with them? Or do you believe that they are quite capable on their own recognizance to keep their mouths firmly closed on these matters?
If it protects Lucas, yes.
Then I would suggest before you leave these walls that you possibly reinforce this with them. My words have already been said. There is nothing more that I can say that will reinforce it further. But you cannot talk of it outside these walls. Indeed, outside this moment. From this point forwards, he will be dead. My knights will be spiriting him away when he is well enough to be so. There is also another matter which I think we need to address with you, for I believe your initiate may be dead. We found his skin. We believe it's his skin, at least. And there is currently a group making its way down towards where they believed he was. Where was he?
The forge.
The forge? Which forge?
The dwarf forge on whatever street it's on.
The forge of Laura Immerfist.
Yeah, Emberfist's forge.
I don't know of it, and it's also not where they're going. Then perhaps that is where you should be going.
That's where we were headed when we saw this.
Right.
It was in the wind, her forge.
The white.
I have one more proposal, and perhaps we could ask for your aid, Your Highness, if you can. I think, at the very least, for Gerhardt, it's best to channel his focus on something. And I've been thinking about the Collegium Theologica. I would love to do some research there, and especially if it is truly what we fear that tried to kill Lucas.
Are you saying that you are looking for access to the libraries, the Collegium Theologica? I have no direct contacts there, but
If you have any thoughts of...
I might be able to get you some access. I will speak to one of my knights and see if one of them can grant you access. He would need to come with you there.
If we focus his
What is it that
lordship's
you intend
mind,
to look for?
more information on demons.
Oh, then I doubt he would be willing to let you into the Collegium Theologica, I'm sorry to say.
You don't need to tell him that.
Yes, well, you're going to have to ask at some point. The library is extensive. You won't be able to find it by yourselves. You will need to have someone to teach you that. That's not a subject that one pursues with ease.
Lady Marguerite has access. She's been going, so she would know where to look if we got access. But where is Lady Marguerite? Is she all right?
Lady Marguerite is here.
So she was not with them when the attack happened.
No, she arrived not more than maybe I'd say, a quarter of a bell before you did.
Right.
She's currently under arrest in one of the rooms above. Her credentials were less than satisfactory, but I was aware of her, so she's currently under arrest. Nothing more.
Okay. Well, if you could grant us access, we'll find a way to find the books we need.
No, I shan't, because I do not want it coming back on me, given the nature of the subject that you are currently investigating. There is matters I am willing to accept as a necessary risk, and there are others that I do not. That is an unnecessary risk. You might find nothing, and you might waste a great deal of time when you perhaps would be better suited pursuing something else.
Very well, then please forget I ever mentioned it, Your Highness.
Consider it forgotten. Upstairs, that entire time,
Yep.
they're just continuing to pray.
Right. Okay, there's nothing I could do here. I don't think you can do anything.
No.
We need Sigfeder, and if that's the case, we need to go find him. So, I guess downstairs we go.
What about Marguerite? Would she?
She might be able to. I haven't seen her since we got here.
But yeah, there's nothing we can do here. Do we have to?
What's the point in learning all this if you can't fucking use it?
You have used it.
Right. Okay. Fine. Stomp. 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 Stomp.
I guess the knight's probably outside the door.
Yeah.
It does sound like it's right up Lady Marguerite Street.
You. Sorry, Sir Knight. What is your name?
Doesn't really matter.
Right, fine, fair enough. Look, how I don't know how it works. How do you take command orders? How does that work with you people?
He says, not from you,
Right, from who?
the princess.
Okay, thank you very much. Stop. Downstairs.
As he escorts you down and says, your guests, Your Royal Highness. As she looks round. Yes, do come in.
Your Royal Highness, Princess. I have a request, if possible. I am looking for a man who I believe can help my friend. Actually, two people. I'm looking for two people. One of them travels with us. She's very pale, quite beautiful. Not as well.
Lady
I'm-
Lady Marguerite, she's upstairs.
Oh,
A slight
Excellent.
half smile hits the side of her face. Yes, and what is your second request? Your first was rather easy to grant.
thank you very much. Your puissance in this is just phenomenal. The second one is I'm looking for a man. Well, actually, no. Adenauer, you'll know him.
Which one? House Adenauer is rather large.
Oh, is Sigfeder his real name? Yeah, no, genuinely. No, that's my own thing.
I think it's actually fair for him to say,
Yeah.
is Sigfred his real name? And she just looks sadly, again, several Sigfeders or Sigfeather, depending on
Right.
where you are.
Look, my lord.
What?
He is staying here, so hopefully he will be back.
I just wish to expedite it. You know, if you can
Sigfeder
send
was
out
staying
one of
here?
your... Yeah, how does he know we're here?
He's sick feather.
He turned up while you were all out. I had a good chat with him. He brought Lady Marguerite.
Did you tell us about this?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, right, okay.
Why do you need him and Lady Marguerite? What is going on?
If I may interrupt, I'm going to have to return to the palace. I am convinced that matters here are carefully underhand. You have the permission of the Knights Panther to leave. I do believe it might be worth you having a brief discussion with your host. But beyond that, I have nothing else that I wish to say. So, good evening, she says, and gets up as the knight looks over. She stops. I believe there is a certain need.
I apologise, and I understand I am taking more of your time, Your Highness. Do you have the? I don't necessarily know your family politics very well, but we spoke with Henrik earlier today, and Heinrich. Apologies, silly Southerners, we don't get the pronunciation entirely right most of the time. I'd like to be able to get a letter to him if possible. How would I go around doing that?
It depends on the nature of the letter.
It's It's not for public viewing, but it's not necessarily it's not sort of clandestine.
It depends on the nature of the letter.
Is it about medical assistance
Yes,
to the family?
it is. It's. I wish to offer medical assistance for your brother.
Well, the Menowith had already suggested you may be of some help. I believe that you tutored
Yes,
with Dr. Flaster
correct.
of Altdorf.
Hmm.
Yes, she was waylaid. If you make a promise to me now that your letter will carry no code, I will have it brought with me and passed over to him with the knights.
Right. Yes, certainly. I can.
Just leave it with the knights.
Thank you.
She says, "Good evening." She makes her way out.
While you were away, she impressed upon us that we are not to talk about
This.
this and
He
his
is dead.
survival.
We're
He is
to maintain
dead.
Right.
And
So
Everyone outside of this room from henceforth.
that. But not only that, like
And we never speak of it again.
I have a
his Heinrich has spies everywhere.
Mm.
If he catches wind that he's alive, it might undermine things, make things worse. And then Lucas
Heinrich has.
Yeah, Lucas will be in trouble. So to preserve Lucas's life, we have to keep this quiet.
He was killed by Albrecht Hellstein.
I'm a bit
He's
lost on the
dead.
two brothers. Heinrich. Sorry, this is Ed. Heinrich is the sick brother.
No.
No.
Heinrich is the fit brother.
Why has he got
Stefan.
spies everywhere?
He's the bastard.
Because he's a bastard.
Because they've all got spies everywhere.
Yeah.
But why is that a problem? Okay, fine. That doesn't
Because
matter.
he's
He
the one
could've
we're
just
lying
do it.
to.
Because here's
He's
the
the one who needs to believe he's dead.
Yes.
Heinrich needs to believe Lucas is dead. So we
But
can
he's chummy
nev-
with Hellsteins.
Pardon?
Yeah,
not
and
anymore.
and
Not
that's
anymore.
why if they pin it on the Hellsteins, then
They
they've got
save the
reason.
top-
I saw a much larger plot going on here. That's fine. This is very straightforward. Okay, cool. I'm with you.
so glad we
So
talked
we
about
never
this.
speak of Lucas again, except to
This
say
is
our
why
poor
you
departed friend.
Talk.
I had a
Yes.
question though. We swore that we wouldn't talk about it outside of this room, but then we realized that we need to tell Lady Magritte about it. She's not in this room.
Well, we invite her into the room and then we tell her about it.
Yeah.
Same room.
Or we trust the Shellians.
Yeah.
And then also, does this mean that Schmidhammer doesn't know, even though he was there at the time?
I will just interject with the elven view of trusting any of the gods.
Bullshit.
I don't need to interject with anything, apparently.
Also, like, the princess was in the room when we said we were going to tell Magritte.
Yep.
And she
Yeah.
didn't raise an objection.
She
so
did not.
But did she
So
also
we
not
can-
say we have to have a chat with the host as well? So
Yeah, she did.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. So
So
we keep
but-
it quiet.
Magritte.
quickly, because then we need to go to the forge to find out
I
what's
would
happened. Because you don't know this. Nils is probably dead.
I think it's
Oh,
probably
okay, fine.
But they found his skin here.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, are we going to go along with this idea that he's a target? He's not. He's a victim of traveling with us.
Who?
Lucas.
No.
Well, we don't know
Yeah,
that.
but
So what?
But Leupold's vision, he was probably the target.
But I feel like we're losing sight of a bigger picture.
No.
no,
we are not
we-
losing
we-
sight of a bigger picture.
We're maintaining the lie in order to preserve Lucas's
No,
life.
I'm not saying we shouldn't lie, but he's a bystander in all this.
No,
Is
he's
he-
not. The Todbringers, there's about 4 of them left. 4. There's the Graf, his wife is dead. Everyone else is dead. There's Katarina, she can't inherit. There's Heinrich, he's a bastard. There's Wolfram, the fucker's probably going to die. There's 4.
Wolfram?
None of
Stefan,
the...
Stefan.
Oh,
Stefan.
God, don't do that to me.
That's fair for me.
It's contagious!
Stefan. That means a key figure to remove is an influence over one of the 4 and one who's actually healthy.
But why did we come to Midnight?
But it doesn't matter, we're here. They've been trying to kill him. People have been trying to kill him for months. Everywhere we go. Oh, we've lost Lucas again. What will we do?
I
we
honestly
find
just
him
thought
in
he
the
was
hands of a
clumsy.
beast man.
Okay, I mean, everybody in this room is a target for somebody. This is just change. This I agree with you, Elrich. This changes nothing,
It's
realistically.
the painters. we've been
Yes.
tracing.
Yes.
This is why we came here. It's not a coincidence.
It's all coincidences that push you off the track
And
of what you're trying to
I don't think
follow.
any of us are disagreeing with you. I don't understand why we're even arguing
Yeah.
about this.
I don't know. What?
We all agree we maintain a lie, yes?
Yeah, no, yeah,
Right, so
fine.
there's no argument
I-
about that. We all agree we need to go to the forge to find out what happened to Nils and Lucas, because that's where we left them, yes?
And we need to know if the painters are involved.
But first, we need to tell Magritte so
Yes.
she can help Lucas.
So
But I
let's
think
do
we
this quickly.
shouldn't not tell we shouldn't tell Schmidhammer. If he doesn't
If
know,
he
he
doesn't know,
shouldn't know.
yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay, fine.
Do you want to talk to Magritte first if you think she can be of help?
Well, she's under arrest, so how do I navigate that?
Well, hopefully not.
They'll let you in.
Let us in.
Sure.
Well,
Okay,
she's
fine.
your
Your
fiance.
Vouch for her, like a man. Oh, God, you've got so much to learn.
She can vouch for herself.
Apparently her credentials weren't up to stuff.
Yes.
Right, fine. Okay, but just because I am a man does not mean... That's right, it's 2024.
It's 2512.
2512.
Right clan. Trust me, you can vouch for her.
Okay, fine. Oh, you mean I do that stuff? Right,
Yes.
okay, yep, got it.
Go be old, Gerhardt.
Okay, right. You're all beneath me. You're just very... Yeah, fine. Cool, lovely stuff. Excellent. Off we go.
See you in a minute.
Stump, 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 stump.
Are you going with him?
Yes.
Yes.
Very wise.
We're your posse.
And what?
We're your posse.
Right.
That's how you say it.
I thought you said something very different then.
That's why I clarified.
Okay.
As you make your way out the door, Knight is sitting there and says, yes, my lord, where would you like to be escorted?
I wish to see my wife. To be.
He says, right, please follow me.
Thank you.
Makes his way up. How do you find Reichland? He says, I visited once, 5 years ago. I found it, stuffy.
It's not everybody's taste. It's completely fine. It's not for you to like it or dislike it. It just is.
Yeah. He says as he reaches the top. Two knights are standing at the top, both without their helms on. Looks over. Oh, Toby. They're to be let in. Really? I've got orders not to be let in.
Come on, out the way.
He says, all right. Are you sure? Mm-hmm. Are you sure?
Yes, he's sure. He said he's sure. Let's go.
I am very sure. Mike? You say so. Knocks on the door. My lady, you'll have visitors, and you hear from inside. Yes, I heard.
Absolutely outrageous.
She has a rather nicely appointed bedroom that she has been ensconced within. At the side, you can see that there is a small platter of foodstuffs that she's clearly not touched at all. There is also a pot, presumably of some tea or another, which equally she clearly has not touched. As she stands, Gerhardt,
Right.
I see you've had more success than I have. She says, close the door, please, Sir Knight. Oh. Lady. Click.
Thank you.
Closes the door behind you all.
Honestly. I say loudly. Right, are you okay?
Yes, I've had quite the evening.
Yes.
I met my father, grandfather.
What?
She says,
Oh, were we all let in?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought
yeah,
it was
yeah,
just
you're
Gerhardt.
all
Oh,
got in,
No,
yeah,
we're
totally.
all gone.
Lounging around there.
I suggest that you sit down. I have some things I need to tell you.
Okay.
Have you seen Lucas?
Yes, have you?
I haven't. How is he?
We need you to help him. Elric tells me... Well, do you want to...
He's dying. And they currently look like they're containing whatever it is that's killing him. But outside of us, he's dead.
Mm.
He
I've been
needs to
listening
be.
into the conversations. I was listening into yours as well. The big mistake your princess has made is not having a witch in attendance. The secrets that she thinks she's keeping here are not so secret. I've been listening to the whispers down below, and it could very well be the case that someone else was as well. We're not certain of that, but I think it fair to conclude that our enemy My grandfather very well knows everything that's occurring in this building, which means he may attempt to use it to continue with his plans, which I think I should move on to immediately because there is no point in wasting time. My grandfather sat down and he explained to me what he considered to be a very clever plot. He thinks that he is still working in accordance with our imperial decree. And he has decided that the best way to do this is to take control of the Purple Hand, which he has done. Completely. A friend of his, as he put it, founded this particular group. Someone we've discussed before, a sister Admiranda.
Dun, dun, dun.
And she put it in place to prepare matters for the storm of Shemtek. She was of the opinion that the storm of Shemtek, according to my grandfather, was inevitable. And that inevitability gave her a position that she chose to use for her own benefit. And she argues the benefit of the Empire, for she argued it to him. The Empire will be dead if they do not accept the new order that is to come. But to make matters worse, she has been wholly successful. And this is where it gets complicated. She has been wholly successful. And by that I mean everything that she has seen has come to pass. And she has been elevated in the glory of the ruinous powers. For the ruinous powers, unlike our gods, are happy to provide. Happy to provide. And my grandfather, I think he has been tempted. I think he has seen the successes that she has wrought and realized that possibly she's correct. And bluntly, she is. She is. And that is what we're fighting, inevitability. I believe you and everything that you have said. It didn't take much to convince me. I was already aware of certain facts as they have been presented to me, but now I am quite convinced. And I think my father has been equally convinced, but in a very different way. I think he thinks he's doing the right thing, and he has a very simple plan. He intends to replace the Tollbringers entirely. I don't know how. He wouldn't tell me. He was attempting to recruit me. He gave me the whole history of the city and what it sits on. He is of the opinion that one of the dark gods resides beneath this city. Literally. Trapped within the material realm. And he has been down there many times. Many times. Concerns me deeply. And I am quite convinced that he has come to the conclusion that the end times are not only inevitable, but they are going to end things. So I think that should he succeed, it would be very bad. He did tell me one thing, though, that I think you might find useful given the many situations you've previously been through. He intends to do this with the utilization of a demon that he has summoned that can take the form of other people. He intends to use this demon to replace the Graf. Exactly how he's going to do that, I don't know. But the demon is currently in the city. It is a skin shifter.
Yes.
And apparently, he, as he puts it, stole it. Because it drew too close, he became aware of it, and he thinks it was following me. He's incorrect. It has no interest in me at all. And I think my father is blinded. I think that it was presented to him as a gift for his good service. And it has fallen underneath his sway. He has used spells, great spells. My father is very proud of himself. He is certain, my grandfather, apologies again. He is quite certain he is correct. He is quite certain that he will win. He is removing the dwarves for obvious reasons. He is removing any priest for, again, obvious reasons, because they may detect what he is going to replace the graph with. All the wizards will be run out of the city by the time he's finished. But as far as I can tell, his actual grip over the situation is exceedingly tenuous. He is just one man. Fortunately, he's put himself into a position where he's one of the law lords of the city. I don't know which one. He's not telling me, obviously, but he told me enough that I'm quite certain that he is in a position of authority, has manipulated the court, and that very possibly the easiest way to get out of this will be to manipulate the court in a completely different direction. But it would have to be swift. I do not think that Boris will be particularly receptive. He is not, from what I can hear, in a very good mood, I suppose. He has been grieving for some time because his wife, well, my grandfather told me about that as well. She was a cultist. That was sent to kill him, actually. To destroy him first, but ultimately to kill him. She fell because of Boris's early belligerent activities in Nordland. She herself was a Nordlander, and what he wrought upon Nordland was unacceptable. At least, that's how my grandfather put it. She fell after she married him. Which I think is something that we need to keep in mind as we make our next steps and decisions. Anyone we know may have fallen. My grandfather, I had long suspected, had been doing things that were... We discussed it previously. But to listen to his certainty, it was actually terrifying. He didn't sound any different. He didn't sound any less capable or intelligent. He was not a mutant. And indeed, that is exactly as one would imagine the architect would have it. If I had not met you, I may have been convinced by him. I would never have met him. The very fact that he didn't come to the south suggests he didn't think that he could have persuaded me. But here, if I had found myself here, without anyone, without knowing anything else, everything he said was logical. He is taking control of chaos to fight chaos. He is effectively fulfilling the remit of the colleges of magic. Magic, at its source, comes from chaos, and we use it against them. We fight fire with fire, to use a commonly deployed metaphor in the Bright College. To fight fire with fire, to fight chaos with chaos. And he is just fulfilling that remit in a more extreme example. But I am quite convinced he is thoroughly fallen. Yes.
My lady, did he have a new face in front of you? Or...
No, he was wearing his old face.
Okay.
But he's fully capable of wearing something else.
This one? The locket you gave me.
That's the face that I saw, yes.
Right.
But I think he's posing as another law lord. I don't know which.
Okay.
If we can establish which one, couldn't we implicate that law lord with the Hellsteins, and then there's already...
Well, first you need to identify which one it is. There are 3 of them, so this shouldn't be too difficult. I don't know anything about them. I just know that he let slip that he was one of them.
But you do know your grandfather or father, which I must actually question because it's sort of these things that matter now a little bit more. Why do you do that?
Oh, he wished to be called father. As I grew up, I referred to him as father. He always wanted to have himself a witch for a child. And my true father has absolutely no magical ability. So he viewed me as his daughter. And he had me call him father. And it's an old habit. I always call him father. But obviously with company, I have to try and correct myself.
Right, okay.
Obviously, my true father hated it. But when I was young, there was a certain level of rebellion that rather liked that.
And then here's the big one, I suppose. How do you feel about taking his offer up?
Oh, no, it's absolutely unacceptable. Now, would I do it if it was seen as a potential outcome to this? Possibly, but I don't think it would be wise. This is the sort of thing that if you make a decision, you find yourself tipping over the edge of a very slippery slope. This is not the sort of fight that you try to play on their terms. No, he needs a dagger through his throat.
My lady,
I can help with that.
my lady, did you get a sense of how long he has been Law Lord? We did some investigations.
I
into
didn't. He only made mention to it. Strictly.
If I say...
It was a bleak reference, at least.
Oh, right. So did you hear any names?
No.
If I say 3 names, may...
They will be the 3 Lord names. I presume I'd know more or less than yourself.
Okay, so here's something that we could try and find out. Is something little that he does. Does he have any tics or...
Yes, he likes women.
Yes, that's
I've
not...
got that Vasilio...
No, it is, I think, a fact that he cannot remove himself from. He really likes women. And he will not be able to hold himself back, but he will be private. He will keep it behind closed doors. But if there are any rumours of that ilk, then you're probably closer to my father than just a normal man. All men, of course, have got tastes.
The 3rd Lord Vasimir, he had been in post for 3 years. Kirsten told us about him. I've written in my mind that he is that he was prolific. I'm sure she used that word.
She did.
Was she talking about women?
I mean, he might just be
What else can
on the edge of legal precedence.
Yeah, it could be he passes a lot of laws, but
Could be.
Yeah.
Prolifics doesn't.
No.
But
Hardworking suggests a lot of laws.
However-
Prolific.
There's our source. The courtesans surely would hear all these
yeah.
The lady
Oh,
stories.
good shout.
And
Yes.
also, if
yeah, not of course.
if women if women are his weakness and Birdie has come out as a Hellstein, then isn't that maybe something we can do if he's seen with a Hellstein
Well,
in the wrong situation?
Birdie's dead.
Birdie's very capable.
No, but
As far as the Hellstein.
as far as the Hellstein links, she's dead.
There's a lot of us being very
I know.
secretly dead now.
Oh, yes.
So I have a recommendation concerning myself before you decide what you do next. And I think that I should remain under house arrest because if I am to be freed, my father will probably attempt to convert me. And if I say no, he might force the issue.
Well,
If I'm under arrest, then he is going to find it very difficult to remove
that
what
is-
appears to be royal control over this building.
Leopold, so I think that is a very good idea. Leopold had a vision that meant nothing to us, but you are much wiser in arcane and ruinous law.
If you say so. You are correct.
You are.
He said, the second prophecy has come. A keeper is awakening beneath the city.
Oh my God.
Now your father must know of this. It's coming for him. This is one secret.
Whose father
not
must know
kept.
this?
He was looking at Gahan.
And we know that, well, the Purple Hand have been moving their hand
I-
against my father for a
Do
long
you
time.
So
know
which
what a
city?
keeper is?
Yes.
We did not.
There are certain colloquialisms used in various circles to represent the greater powers of the demon gods. Keeper is very much similar to a euphemism, I suppose. It is the greatest of their powers. If one were to consider the demon god itself to be the king, the queen, at the peak, consider the keepers to be its most loyal dukes and duchesses.
Right.
The great powers that sit at its side and arguably are nothing more than an extension of its will. Through my various researches, which one must be very careful with, I think it would be fair to say that each one represents a certain aspect of that very dark deity.
And
And,
to us, and sorry.
and that could mean so very, very many different things according to which one it is. They are as unique as people.
Do they have any defining characteristics way that we could establish?
If one were to awaken, the city is probably lost.
Okay.
And such is its effect that everyone would be under its sway unless they had some method of holding it off. If it is, for example, the prince, then all of us will be affected. We will move to extremes. Our characters will change, and that is just with its proximity. Everything will be different. The material realm will warp around its particular form, and we are nothing more than material creatures. Our material components will respond, and it will be awful.
Let us hope
This
it
is
not
a
the
sage
worst.
question because it's
Yes.
been a few weeks. But when we were in the place with the wizards, she remembers seeing the demon in the ice wake up, right?
Down in outdoor.
Yeah.
Did she also see what happened when it woke up? Like, did she see that part where it?
The fallout.
I mean, you're aware of it, but that's about it. So I wouldn't say you're really aware. You know that it got very, very, very weak
Sure.
because the material realm was fighting against it, really. It is anathema.
Yeah.
But it somehow survived.
I wonder why that was the case. When we said the keeper though has like we didn't necessarily establish that it was here, right? Because
Yes, he just said the city.
we know of one that did wake recently.
Earlier. And it wasn't beneath the city, was it? It was outside the city.
Let us be blunt so that we don't get caught up in minutiae.
Mhm.
If we are moving at a pace towards what is possibly the next incursion from the north, this will become commonplace. All of the great attempts to summon these awful entities will take place, and it won't be one or two or three of them. They'll be spread across the land, and hopefully we defeat them. They do not come. But nevertheless, they will come with the armies from the north regardless. And there will be many of them. And that is when one's greatest powers must be brought to bear. Everything that my family have worked towards is supposed to be preparing for this outcome. And our preparations are to prepare, well, obviously for this.
Okay, so
And I will make one further observation. I would suggest that this is the city that that particular prophecy was referencing, given what my father claims is beneath it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then our priority is to figure out what was the thing inside Nils' skin.
Well,
Well,
she
change
said a shape-shifting,
Yeah.
not what's
But-
awoken.
A
This
skin
is
changer.
smaller.
I mean,
Oh.
we don't know.
Certainly, it must be, because it would be detectable if it
Do
wasn't.
we not think it is
Oh.
the one that we know the name of and we gave to you so we could try and get
It
control
could
of it?
very well be.
Because it wore different faces.
That's what I was going to say. Your grandfather thought it was following you, but we sort of felt it was following us.
That seems to be more
And
likely.
he
to me.
didn't know about
Given
us.
what you've already told me, I'm quite convinced it's probably the same entity.
But what that does mean is it knows us,
Yes.
and it knows we're here.
Yes, but you were hoping that that you could put together control over it by the syllables I gave to you. Do you think you can?
Control it, possibly. But it's a possibility. My father already has it under control. His skill is significantly more impressive than mine. I was learning from his library. And I had learned from that library things that I had never encountered before. His knowledge is significantly broader than mine. The chances of me being able to take it from him, I think, are low. But to make it more clear here, if it is not underneath my father's control, then I have no chance at all. Because if it's outwitted my father, it will outwit me also.
But
So-
we are planning on killing him, right? Will that make it harder or easier for you to do?
Neither.
Okay.
The entity itself is what is the determinant, not whether my father's alive or not.
Question of practicality.
Yes.
Shape-shifting demons.
Yes.
We know that Nils' skin was found downstairs. Does that mean he was wearing Nils, or does it mean that he just took on his form and shed a
I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't know if
We
it
don't
sheds
know.
the skin and it doesn't use the skin. I don't know whether it takes the skin and it will have
Yes.
left a rather fleshy
Would it help
component behind.
for you to have the skin?
I don't think there'd be any way to be. I mean, if it wasn't real skin, then immediately we'd be able to determine that was the case. But as far as those who are here are concerned,
I
it
can check
is.
that.
I've been listening to them, and they are horrified by it for, I think, obvious
Reasonable.
reasons.
Here's what's something that I think we probably need to figure out. If it was Nils, and it was Nils for a while, why at that point did it attack Lucas?
Opportunity.
Well,
Could've
maybe
done
that's
a
what
long time
we
ago.
should ask Schmidhammer about.
We should speak to Schmidhammer.
So
Or maybe it's just incite whatever this plan
it
is.
could also be that.
Yeah.
Timing.
Or we got close other ways, and then attacking Lucas is again another convenient distraction.
But we should ask Schmidhammer. Apparently he was there.
Yes.
Might I suggest that you press on?
Yes.
I think I've said everything that I can say that is pertinent for the moment. If there is anything else, I shall be here and you have access to this
Do
place.
you have-
can confirm with me.
Do you have any way magically to get a message to his father?
Yeah, two things. One of that.
That is particularly distant. No is the actual answer to that. I would
think
suggest
he
just
might-
sending a letter.
Or
Would he-
Out.
Or a pigeon.
or a pigeon, or we saw the light things. Maybe those are made for long distance messages,
Right,
right?
we can
No,
address
it
this
is
later. I
interpreted.
wanted to check if
Could
you
you-
had any.
Under house arrest and all this, could you look in on Lucas, please? I believe that your skills would be better crafted there. If I find...
You will need to grant me access to him.
Fine, done.
Then you will need to go and grant me access to him. At the moment, I'm under house arrest. I won't be able to leave.
Right. Nice Panther?
That is probably who you need to talk to.
Okay.
I would suggest also the Shallians, but I can push my way past them if necessary.
I'm going to need you for the theological side of things, please.
Lady,
Yes.
from what I could tell, the Shallians are actually not helping, but keeping things as they are. It's dire.
Is it bad?
It's bad. So I don't know if pushing past them. I mean, look with your eyes, you might see something different than mine.
That is concerning.
The other thing, how in the hells do we spot a shapeshifter?
You don't. That is the concern.
No.
But we can say one thing for certain. If you meet the graph, it might not be him.
Well, it might
Because
be,
that is who they're looking to replace.
it might be one of us. Someone just came back from the dead. I'm not saying it is you, Birdie, but
Well, then perhaps the interview with Schmidhammer might provide you with some answers because he had some first-hand knowledge with it. But I believe you also had first-hand knowledge with it.
Yes, we
Are
have
we,
before.
assuming it's the same demon?
I
Yep.
think it almost
Seems
certainly is.
reasonable.
Well, the good thing is we know it can be tricked and trapped.
But didn't we see the other one change
What do you mean? What?
in Bergenhafen?
I thought we always saw him as a little kid.
Yes, but then we saw it again as a tiny child.
Yeah,
And then you thought you saw it
No,
again.
but I mean, we saw it walk past as a child, and then we saw it walk past us looking like him, and we didn't see a pile of skin left behind.
What?
In Bergenhafen, remember it looked like you.
But that could have been an illusion.
It could have been. I'm
Maybe-
just saying,
Mm.
Yeah.
there's a chance that it's something different. It's a chance.
Yes,
Essentially,
I
what I'm
think
saying is we
that-
might be dealing with two shapeshifting
Father,
demons.
I agree with you. I think it is wise to be
Okay.
Cautious.
Do
cautious. Yes.
do we decide, assume, even if it may be incorrect, that we're all who we say we are, and decide on a code word?
Well, there'd be a very simple method of determining it, I presume. Just give me a moment to figure it out. Why don't you go and talk to Schmidhammer, and I will have I think, if you're a demon in human form, there'll be a way of releasing that.
Tattoos. We suggested this for oh no, but where's your
Go ahead.
skin?
And where's your skin?
Yeah.
Or they just mimic who you are, which is quite easy
Let's-
to mimic a
Let's,
tattoo.
let's
But they've
talk
never-
to, let's talk to Dita.
Do you need anything, Lady McGree? All right.
No, I have been sufficiently attended to.
You speak to
They are
Dita.
most
I'm going to
elegant
sort out.
hosts.
I'm going to sort out the Knights Panther and get. Agreed to be able to look at them.
So, first things first, Ice Panther on the outside.
Mhm.
He says, are you ready to leave, my lord?
Yes, I do have a request though. Lady Marguerite has agreed to being. Forgotten the word entirely.
Kept under.
Restrained.
Confined?
Confined. That's the one I want.
Restrained slightly.
Confined. Because well, if she didn't want to, believe me, she would be out there realistically. So that's good for you. But under the knowledge that she can look after Lucas in the meantime.
She has certain skills that might be of
Just
use.
access to Lucas.
You need to go and talk to. Stay on the door. You stay here. And he goes down the stairs. Downstairs, you can clearly hear. He's asking for the Magister to be granted access through to the. Well. And you hear, well, she is the Magister of Death. It seems appropriate, don't you think? Yeah, but we have orders. Yes, and I have mine. It appears appropriate, don't you think? Oh, right. I see, sir. So, is that a yes? He says, I think it seems appropriate, don't you think? Well, yes, I suppose I do. Thank you, sir. And he makes his way upstairs.
Is that the same voice as the shiny man?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Completely different person.
Not that I can hear it.
Yeah, quite. But completely different person.
Some different commanding officer down there.
As he comes up and he says, yeah, she will be escorted there and back to her confinement.
Good. And she'll need books, many books as possible.
I am not in command of a library, my lord.
That's fine. I just want you to know that. That if she doesn't have enough, she will get grouchy.
So we go down to Schmidhammer.
Yes, please.
Okay, Schmidhammer is sitting, lying would be, I think, better, down in his front room. He's leaning back. His auburn locks flump down on his shoulders. His legs up. His legs kind of parted because he's in so much pain. Is giving him a nice bow-legged look as he sits there. He has a nasty gouge out of his side there. As he looks up and says, so you finally got in then. As he goes, oh, you fucker.
I'll give him a once over.
No, I've already been looked at.
Yeah, no, but by somebody.
No, you don't have time.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
You've got things to do. It will take time to look over them.
That's fine. I'm just checking.
What happened?
Your fellow weren't quite what we thought he was. Says, we're just talking to your man about past. We had a big long chat about past, actually. He's, well, if I'm being honest, he's not much of a storyteller. But he does get quite excitable about certain facts, and he came to conclusion that there was some group chasing after him about crowns or whatnot. And he sat down and he realised it was about, and then the Snills fella, he just moved right across the room and slit his throat just like that. Spun round to get me, he almost got me. I just held my dagger back there, I got that into his throat, but he's like moved it up. Something came out of him, right out of his mouth. It just split open. Fuck.
What did he say when Nils attacked?
Well, just something about him. I can't remember. It all happened so fast. I mean, it were fast. It was just over there. It was him realising that there was some crown thing and that they were after him.
Was it a red crown?
Oh, bloody crown, red crown, all sorts of crown. Aye. Bloody hell. I mean, he didn't have to go on about it. About how he saw one thing, how he saw a crown, how he saw... it was always there and he'd be missing it. And he seemed to think there was some other party as well that were actually responsible for manipulating them. And I think that might have been what set him off, the other party. The realisation that it wasn't just them, it was something else that were using them or something. He says, scratching his head.
Elric, as an aside, just quietly to Al, has he been messed with? Do you sense any Olgu?
Do yourself a perception test.
4, is it? Yeah, 4 successes.
Oh, there's a lot of intrigue running around him, but you're not entirely sure whether it's one thing or it's other. There's quite a pall of Olgu sitting about, but then again, he's at the heart of what appears to be a plot to remove the graph. So, yeah, there's probably quite a lot running around you as well. Yeah.
Also,
totally.
if I'm looking over him as well, if I'm around his body,
the pall of Olgu, if anything, just gets worse as he goes, fuck, careful there. Right, so we're just big long tail. It were about this. He would come into conclusion that there was some fellow, a little scholarly fellow that he'd met on a coach once, and that he were one that were responsible for setting off traps against him or something. And he didn't realise or something. It was all very. I mean, he was just talking, you know. Bloody hell, Middenlanders don't half talk. They should come up to Middenheim. You don't need no talking priests up here. Nice and simple we have it. Nice and direct. He weren't direct. He went all over the place. And apparently it was too much for your Nils there. He freaked out, attacked. And then I got the blade in, but the thing jumped out as I was getting blade in. Whole thing just collapsed on me. It was disgusting. I was sick of it. It just, and then it came out and it acted out window over there. It were open, and it were only open this much, and it got through, and it were.
What did it look like?
I don't even want to say. it were all everything really. It was like it were mouths and eyes and all sorts of things. And yeah, I'm telling you, if I hadn't been for my dagger, this here, this was blessed by my great grandfather. He considered himself to be very close to Valak up north. And who knows, maybe that's what protected us, eh?
Well, thanks be to Valak and to your grandfather and to your hand.
Aye. Bloody, he just that. Bloody hell. Is he all right?
He's not doing well.
I'm telling you, when he were lying down there, that wound, it talked.
What?
Well, I didn't want to say when they were out.
No,
What
say
did
it.
it say?
Oh, I don't even want to repeat it, really. Let's just say it said things about my life that I didn't like very much. You know, laughed a bit.
Kind of a high-pitched, awful laugh.
Aye.
Hang about. How did the Knights Panther get involved?
Oh, they came here about 20 minutes after.
Were you?
I'd set off alarm. I'd been shouting and everything.
That's
I was put it fair, I were bellowing.
Good.
And eventually they arrived from Palace and they come back and it was still sitting there and I could barely move. I can still barely move. I've just been careful there. That was really sore.
I have got, just out of curiosity, I have got field dressing twice,
Mhm.
and my heal is now at 121.
Mm-hmm. You can do the test, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
But he's already been tended in
Okay,
that
fine.
he's been tended well. That you're not seeing anything. But I will give yourself a lore medicine test.
Oh, that's not the same as heal.
Should we maybe look at that windowsill, one of you, to see if there's any traces at the
3 successes.
Actually, he's been very well attended. Whoever has been responsible for stitching him up has done a good job.
Okay, good.
Shall we look at the windowsill, as you may suggest, and then perhaps we should repair to the forge? Elric?
or just outside maybe like tracks?
Yeah, we can
We'll have a
try.
look.
We should definitely
We'll
go
have
to
a
the
look.
forge.
We'll have a look at the window.
Perception test for the pair of you, please.
Not track or anything.
No, perception. Only track if you're actually pursuing it down. If there's anything to pursue.
1 success.
Yeah.
What a great success. I'm going to spend a fortune. No,
Yeah,
I'm not actually.
good.
I'll just let it go.
The,
So 1 success.
Yeah, 1 success.
So, yes, the wood is slightly warped around the edge of the window. The glass itself is twisted. Just its form is all moved. The material realm has been gently twisted around where it's passed.
Point that out.
Yep, that's
Hmm.
definitely, you would guess, some sort of
What do you think?
demonic, perhaps? But
Some entity.
some entity that is involved with change.
And so having done perception, like the winds are normally around, but is there anything even
It appears to be dead.
nothing
Will
random?
you
Yeah.
relay that to?
Yeah.
You should have this window changed. So,
He says, I'm going to have my whole bloody house changed.
well,
He says,
Well, of course.
I think this place is cursed now.
Will you not be getting kicked out anyway?
no, I don't
Well,
think this
'Cause
was
he's-
pussy with it.
No, this
Ah.
is for the champion. This is the champion's house. So, and you're.
Well, no, this is my house.
Oh, right. I see.
Definitely.
My
I
house.
would definitely have that window
This
removed.
was my house.
This
I'll be
window,
selling this place.
but have whoever does buy it pointed out that window needs changed.
Has Kirsten returned?
No, she's still at Palace Way.
Come on, let's go.
Right.
Let's go to the forge.
To the fort.
I have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
Do you wish to have your oracular vision here? That will use your oracular vision for the day, though.
I mean, yeah.
Go. Do you test?
But what's been asked?
Go!
Do you test?
This isn't right. This isn't how it's meant to work.
Crit it, Andy, crit it.
It's not a crit, but it's a pass.
You're standing by the corner of the room as they are looking around. You're hand is up, feeling if you can feel anything by the window, it's dead to you. You're not feeling anything the slightest. They're discussing it in the background, and it sounds bad. But then there is a small part of you that can't help but reflect on what Margarita had said earlier, which is this is potentially going to become commonplace. This sort of thing, demons infiltrating into the material realm in an attempt to tear everything down. And that's half passing through his mind when Gerhardt's voice rings out nice and clearly. Huz, his fiancée, returned. And we will take that up after the break. Leopold, having heard the question, shakes just a little and feels it within his stomach, his belly, and then hears. I'm going to kill you, you bitch. It takes him a moment to process it. Because for just the briefest moment, you think it's coming from the room. He thinks it's someone else in here. But then he realizes that no, he is hearing something being said elsewhere. Possibly recently, he doesn't know when, and he knows who it is. With absolute certainty, Schmidhammer's fiancée. He also knows that she has stabbed the other party. Or at least, that's what he thinks has happened. As is often the case with these things, it is possibly metaphorical. Is this actually what has occurred or is it not? It's difficult to process. But he has heard it. He's certain that it's definitely occurred, and he has a certainty that there has been a stabbing involving the fiancée of poor old bashed up Schmidhammer, and that she was the stabber, not the stabbee. The stabbed. Get that correct? She was both stabber and stabbee. Too many stabs.
She sees the means of stabbing.
Quite.
Okay.
Losing it. The break wasn't long enough.
Or too long.
One or the other. Unlike many of his other visions, this one hasn't come hand in hand with big glowy-eyed, ridiculous coming from beyondness. If anything, it's subdued. It's concerned. It's worried. And just as he's about to possibly vocalize something, he's not even quite sure what he's going to vocalize. That is when the flashing vision becomes more clear. A body. A blade. And at its heart, jealousy. As he's sitting there, well, there you go, he says, as he scratches again. There you go. Well, anything else, eh? I'll be burning my window, selling my house, he says, and, well, not champion anymore, now we got a new one. It was meant to be on the morrow, you know, they were declaring a new one, but after I got myself into trouble, they decided that because there wouldn't be no champion, that they were just going to resolve it yesterday. So we've got new champion and everything.
Who is it?
Oh, someone from down Pitway. Oh, he works down in pits. Well, not mine's like. He says, in the pit, if you know the pit. It's over the edge. It's over the edge. It's right, you know.
Yeah.
It's a poor part of town, is what I'm trying to say. It's
Oh,
not somewhere
right.
that, you know,
like the
most folk
slums
would
sort
go.
of thing.
Aye.
Right, yeah, with you.
You may be suspicious about him scratching his arm. It might just have been you, but you know, demon changing things, as she would like to.
Do some perception test.
While all this is going on, Birdie's going to go take off this ridiculous frock and put her actual armour on.
Oh, yeah.
Is Leopold stunned like he normally would be?
No, it's a sort of. See, stunned is a heavy word. Is he stunned? Yes, but not stunned as in just stunned as in.
With a small S, not a big
Yeah, quite. He's more stunned.
But
But still standing there.
For D10 minutes, that's normal as well.
Yeah, roll your D10. Let's see what we get.
8.
Oh, nicely done.
Oy.
Someone's going to notice that.
Can I
As he
take,
just sits down carefully, steadying his legs.
Can I take my time?
If you wish to do so, I trust that you're looking for your plus 20 bonus for advantage.
Yes.
Then yes, you may.
And then it's 7 successes.
Marvelously well done. He's scratching at his various wounds. And he's got some across his head, he's got some on his arms, and the one there, his hand keeps on going up to and then goes, and pulls away from, because clearly it's too sore. But the other ones, he's
But
actually
they have
actively
grown
working.
eyes or mouths or...
Not that you've noticed.
Okay.
Can I have a look at him just carefully like you did with Lucas?
Yeah, feel free. Go for it.
No.
No. So yeah, he has a good look. Seems fine.
But his wounds are closed.
Yeah. They've all been stitched up, and they've been done pretty well as well, as far as Gerhardt is concerned.
Yep.
As he
I
says,
assume the Shallians have looked at him.
if you can find that thing, you make sure you get it proper.
Oh, we will.
After what it did to your mate. It did not like your mate. Not one bit at all.
Leopold, how long do you think that might have happened?
Leopold is shaking his head, sitting on the floor in the corner.
You don't think it happened?
He's shaking his head, sitting on the floor in the corner.
You all right?
He's shaking his head, sitting on the floor in the corner.
No, he's done the he's done the thing where he's seen it. All right, so should we?
Maybe...
Do you know
He says,
know some stuff?
I got over in the cabinet over there, got some smelling salts.
Oh, right. Okay, great. Excellent. Do you mind if I borrow those? Just in general.
I need those.
Oh, all right. Just if you don't
says,
ask, you don't get, do
In
you?
your bag.
There you go. Yeah, but...
What's he gonna do? Chase you?
That's a D,
Wow.
maybe.
Yep. He's shaking his head, and then he says, "Kirsten."
Who does? Leopold?
Yeah, Leopold.
Nope, she's not here. Come on, mate. It's all right. Hang on 1 second. This might help. Take some and just gently. Just up his nose.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, our doctor.
No, I feel like there should be a medicine check to realise how bad of an idea that is.
No.
We've seen this before. Like,
Yeah.
you just
Leave him to it.
visions,
Listen,
like-
sometimes friends like to play jokes on each other. And
Oh,
this
right,
is one
okay.
of those
Right,
times,
let me
all right?
have my
This
thing.
is definitely the time while your henchman is lying almost dead and mine
Sir,
has probably
sir,
been skinned.
Sometimes
Definitely the time.
You just-
laughter is the best medicine.
So he just said that your fiance's name. Are you certain she's all right? Can you get to word to her?
No, he looks at his legs. He looks at himself. Well, can you get word to her? I mean, I
You
don't.
think she's at the palace?
She'll be at palace. I mean, where there can be nowhere safer than palace, surely.
We do need to talk to her.
Well, perhaps we could make sure that she's notified if she hasn't already that something has happened here.
Has she been told that you have been attacked?
Well, I presume so.
Right. Well, look, we're getting distracted again. So let's get the first thing down. Let's go to.
Well,
But I'll be with us in a moment. Don't worry.
Well,
Perfectly timed.
have you wrote your letter?
Have I written my letter? Good question. All right. Yeah, I'll do that.
You've done half your
We
letter.
need
I've
to
done
leave,
half it.
we need
I'll
to
do
leave
the
it
other
with the
half.
knights.
All right.
So maybe we could also
Do
leave
yourself,
a note for
do yourself a
Kirsten.
compose test.
would you like me to assist you?
I don't need any codes or anything put in this
No,
one.
I can compose letters. It's one of the things I did when I was a courtesan.
Right. I shall. Do you know what? I'll do it out
That
loud.
kind
You
of
tell me
letter.
where improvements could possibly go in. Okay.
Yeah, good idea. Do yourself an assisted compose test.
James Bond. That's fine.
You forgot how
Yeah,
to
but
write.
when I've got 100 in the skill, I want it to be better. Oh, is it advanced? Isn't it?
Yeah, it's an advanced skill.
Shit.
So you can only do so well.
All right. Well then,
Yeah, just one
Could be a couple of
success from-
successes.
yeah, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Like
sounds
basically
good.
one success.
The best you can do, you compose yourself a pretty decent letter. And this one is saying?
It's basically going. Look, we were getting somewhere with fixing your brother. I know that that's what you want, and realistically, as much as we have a health team with our party, she's not recognised. And also, I'm going to lay it thick on the bastard thing. Just do a little bit of a comparison piece on there.
I tried to kill.
Yep. And then finally round it up with the old classic, we're stronger together. And
How very Sigmarite of you.
yeah, exactly. Because
Loophole would be proud.
that's what we. That's
That
what
one
we,
brings you back.
That's what we said the other day.
Yes.
The engine says. Just let me help your brother. He's really ill.
Sure, that's fine.
And
Sounds
maybe
good.
where he can find us.
Yeah.
We get it. Yeah.
That's a good question. Where can they find you? Are you going to continue to be found here, or do you go back to your original inn?
Maybe he can leave messages with the Night Panther.
I mean, it's not like we can just
No.
find one anywhere. Do you
Well,
know what
but
I
they
mean?
have a house.
They do have. You
No,
have
we
a
can't.
contact.
We can't give away that we're in with the Knights Panther in that way, because then that would connect us to
The princess,
like
exactly.
we can't do that.
That would indeed betray everything that you know.
Asking them to deliver this.
Because like we're like under arrest.
Fine.
Okay. What about
Investigation.
I know you don't really have connection with your family anymore, but is there a place in the city where you would sort of drop off?
There was that.
There
one,
is not.
There was that one Night Panther.
Yes.
Yeah, but he
You
said
made his
only one
friend.
time. Why don't we just ask him to send it here and we can come and pick it up?
All right, fine.
They could leave it with
Put it
Lady
in the post.
Magritte.
People know that we're here. We just walked in front of a massive crowd.
Hey,
That's
Father.
true.
You're coming too.
Oh, that was scary.
You okay?
I think maybe Kirsten met the demon.
What?
Oh, what, buddy, what? He says, ow, you fucker. Ow, no, what?
I think she might have stabbed it.
What?
Why would you say that?
But because I had a vision go out.
All right. Well, be better with your explanations. I mean,
What did you see?
Remember that what I see isn't necessarily literal
Okay,
truth.
but we'll
I
help you.
I saw her. I'm gonna kill you, you bitch.
Mm.
I don't know if that was her saying that, or it's saying it, but I definitely got a sense that she had stabbed it, or which may be a metaphorical stabbing in
Right.
terms of injury. But then later I saw body and a knife and jealousy.
Did you see the body?
Oh.
He rubs at his head and
Yes.
scratches. bloody hell.
Schmidhammer. Just to yeah. I think you've gotten to the same thing as I have. Just out of curiosity, during your indiscretion, let's call it that, shall we? Any names stand out specifically?
Fuck.
If you have any.
I mean, are
memory?
you certain?
Usually, what are you certain of?
Certain that
She's involved.
she visited harm upon it.
And what?
The demon, I think.
Are you certain it was the demon?
All right.
Are you?
Because we
It
know.
could be more mundane.
But no, we
than
need to be
that.
very. Because we know someone else has seemingly been killed. And we don't know if that was the demon or not.
As certain as I can be.
You're certain she harmed something.
And jealousy was in the mix.
Yeah, but that came after.
Look,
That was
look,
less clear, if
Yes.
anything.
Who? Just the name. No judgment. Things happen. You know, these things are always the case. Because one, many.
Shrugs. Well, it's carnival, isn't it?
Right. Okay.
Says during carnival, you know, there'll be all sorts from across Empire who'll be here, won't there?
Yes.
I've been champion for some time, you know.
But somebody at the palace, probably, right? Realistically.
I don't know, maybe.
All things considered.
I mean, this is by the by. Don't really matter. Maybe
No.
you should be about your business.
no, it's okay. It's
Rather
not-
than worrying over my business. Oh, bloody hell. This is
Unfortunately-
the worst of days.
Schmidhammer, unfortunately, it's your business is our business right now.
Because
Just
it's
to-
in Liverpool's head.
yes.
Oh, bloody hell.
Just be direct, man. It's better to be that way.
Well, it's very possible one of the ladies of court and I have been.
Petra,
I don't know why you'd say that.
because I heard it.
Well, that would be a good rate. Who said that?
Well, it's gossip.
Bloody hell, they're gossiping about it.
Of course.
Bloody hells. Ow! Who knows what?
I don't know. I just
Fuck!
heard it in passing.
Okay, no, it's all right. Look, that's fine. So that might have happened.
Do you think she stabbed her?
Again,
Bloody hell.
the visions.
I'll be
that-
having words if she has.
I think she might be having words with you.
No, you put it aside though, didn't you? You established that what happened during that time wasn't under your ability to control because you were being controlled. But
Well, exactly.
exactly, is that true?
Exactly.
Is that true?
Look, yeah,
Remember though, what did Marguerite say?
Aye. Ah, that's bloody true, that is, I think.
look, we cannot solve this here.
No.
No.
Okay. Right. Let's go. Schmidhammer, always good for
The
the.
question is, are we going to go to the palace to try to find?
No, let's not get distracted.
How are we going to get into the palace? Looks like they
What are
were.
we gonna do about it?
We should check the forge. We
Time,
know.
like, this might have happened ages ago. This might be happening right now. This might be about to happen in the near future. Maybe we can stop it.
You,
I don't know.
you
Well- Three
have
options.
one
Nope.
favor with that knight. You could ask that knight to get to Petra and protect her. Take her to safety
Or find Kirsten and
and arrest her.
or
And
bring her back to her husband.
unfortunately, I would like to keep that
Go on,
for
sir.
something a little more important. No offense, but
What's happened or not? He says, what's happened to her?
No, look, it. Trust me, these things are right like 30% of the time,
just good odds, really.
and which is excellent odds, by the way.
Do you have any of those Knights Panther known to you, friends of yours?
No, they're no friends of mine.
So
They're
let's-
living at large, aren't they? Stomping round my house.
Mm.
Treating me like the way they always wanted to treat me. I'm not a champion anymore, am I? No, I'm bloody not.
Let's go and do what we know we can do, which
Give
is
me a
help
moment. I
with
need to do
Nils.
divination.
Right. Okay.
I'm gonna roll the non-existent bones.
Yeah, exactly. He's got that.
Oh, no bones.
Do you want something to do to
No,
jangle with?
it's not just anything.
I said sit and pray. That's basically
Yeah,
what it is.
sit
It's
and
praying.
I've got my own bones.
Crack the knuckles?
I'm not suggesting cutting my hand off and rolling it across the floor. Let's be
I think Bernie might have already started the process.
just I mean,
My
like
fingers are fine.
he can, as he's doing it, can concentrate on his
Concentrate.
hands.
Pray.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna work.
Look into the eyes.
His
of the
own
lizard.
holy bones.
Yeah.
Okay, what do the boners say?
Brilliant.
That's very
Don't-
different.
yeah.
Andy.
It absolutely is.
They're
Well, that
pointing
was
east.
unexpected.
Right, so
it points in the right direction.
Was it Trials of Ryan?
That's a pass, but not a crit, sadly.
So, successes are?
2.
What does a divination do on a success?
It gives me a reroll.
You have your reroll.
I've got it 3 times now, though, so I can do 3 times.
Oh, lovely.
So
We can ask you a question as well, can't we?
no, that's the oracle.
We already did that.
Oh, that's
Isn't
what
there
we
one
did.
more? Isn't there one more thing you can do? Isn't there 3? Like divination.
I've got
oracle?
augury
Yeah,
as well, but augury is the one that is.
just do it.
No, augury is when you arrive at a place or a thing for the first time.
Go outside,
Fine,
look
so
in.
If
For instance,
find a true path
If
to a
Kirsten walked in now,
Mm.
I could do an augury
Mhm.
and get a sense of whether she's good, bad, or neutral.
which is really handy.
Which actually
Yeah,
would be really
as it
handy.
turns out.
Yes.
Actually,
Yeah.
I might want to bump that talent up. That might be a useful one.
Yeah.
Up until now, it's not been very helpful, but in the
I
presence
wanted
of
to
a
know how to
shape-shifting
find the ship.
thing- Yeah, that's one way.
Could have done it with Nils.
I never tried it, did I?
Okay,
Right.
are we? Because
I mean, what?
doing something about it because Yume will gather the people around. We pointed her towards where Petra was, like earlier in the day.
Okay, so more reason not to get involved with it then. We go down to the forge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
remember?
she asked us.
She asked us, and we said she went that way. Like we are the. So
We
Can I do
don't
another
know.
Pardon? Can I do another one?
How many can you do?
But I won't do this one on me. I'm going to do it on someone else.
What's your divination on?
So
What are you divining?
I guess I will be divining on who's got you've not got her like on Birdie, successfully finding Kirsten.
Go for it.
It's a success, but not a crit. But you've got to reroll.
Thank you.
okay.
It's like having an extra fortune.
Who else is low?
You
I can't
do
do
them
you.
on
Can't do you.
I will not
Don't
take
do
them.
me either.
I've done a couple.
We got Gerhard on Gerhard.
Get into the fucking forge.
Successfully finding out what happened to Nils. It's also a pass. So
Lovely, thank you very much.
Reroll for that.
No, it's just generically a reroll.
It's kind of for that though.
Okay.
Well,
So things that go for it.
yeah, but
Yeah.
But for instance, if it saves your life, that just means
You can carry on in that pursuit.
So anything that
Yeah.
saves your life, you can use it for.
What
Because
does our,
otherwise
what
you
does our
wouldn't be able to
lawyer
do it.
say?
Oh no, wait, I'm a judge now.
Right, so what
It's
are we
a very
doing?
speedy legal career there.
What are
right,
we
let's
doing?
go to the forge. Let's go find
Forge,
out what happened
forge,
to Niels.
forge.
We can speak
Heading
to
down towards the wind.
Practically, how are we getting into the castle
Marvellous.
right now? We go.
It's like a hornet's nest.
There is a chance that you might be waylaid by the crowds on the way there. After all, it is now late evening, and we're all getting kind of tired, getting a little bit tetchy. There has been quite a lot happening. Emotional roller coaster for some of us, all of us to a degree. Different degrees for different people. Poor old Lucas, dead, not dead.
Dead.
Everybody roll a d10.
Ah.
And I'm interested in what that roll is. One from yourself, I
One
believe.
from me.
Yep. 3.
3.
6.
3.
3.
Okay.
4.
Oh,
Do we have a 2?
No, there's no 2.
But there's a 4, so
Yeah,
no
but
matter
there
what,
is
we're
a
gonna,
four.
we're
Double.
gonna get a little double.
But
Would
double-
you like to move it
triple.
off a triple?
A double's probably better than a triple, though, right?
Okay, I'll use.
One fortune
Well,
point.
there's
Oh,
gonna be-
wait,
down to two.
wait, do we have a 5?
No,
No.
you could use 2
Then
fortune
I
points
can
to
use
take it up
mine.
1.
No, I can use mine to take it to a 5.
5.
And
Okay.
you can
You go
use yours
to-
to take it to a 2.
But
Two.
we need another person to
Then you
move.
go
And
up
I'll
to
go
3.
to a 4.
Then you're done.
Huzzah.
Well, everybody.
Now, I'm not saying that they're manipulating fate here.
I'll just use one of my 4 points.
I'll just use one of my.
You wanted to roll for it.
No, I didn't. I was
6
just playing it up for the
points.
camera.
Is that how you got?
Fortune points.
You've taken that 5 times.
No, 3 times. I've got
Oh,
3
okay.
fate.
Have you?
She's done quite well with her fate
Yeah.
recently. Right, so Valora's Forge. You make your way down to the wind. Oh yes.
On the way out, with everything that's going on, I just want to look to see if there's any other involvement, any signs.
Perception test, good idea.
Yeah.
And also, now that we're outside, could we pass in front of the window that it went out? To
No,
see?
that's on the back.
I'm going to use my
Should we do it anyway?
sword
Can
of
we?
fortune
Like-
point for that. 0 successes.
0 successes. Interesting. So you make your way out, and as everyone sort of, you're looking around, going, dang it, that all the buildings are connected. There's no easy way around to the back. Bloody
Well-
tight city that Middenheim is. And you pass by and note a small marking. Sitting down, enough for you to eye it. So we have ourselves a very clear, scratched-in mark with a flick through each one of the 3 sides. It's a clan marking,
Oh.
an actual clan marking. And this is, we're in Middenheim. This is where she grew up. Clan Rictus, one of the most powerful warlord clans that are dominant beneath the city.
Familiar with that.
And a quick scrape over towards the other side as well gives you a suggestion as to which it may be. You're not entirely sure, which makes it tougher. But if it's Clan Rictus,
Mhm.
that means one of 2 things. Number 1, they're all coming up here to take this place. Seems hugely unlikely. That's not how they work.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them after all.
Yeah.
you don't know this individual warlord marking very well. Plus, it's all smudged up and they've been backwards and forwards, so you're not quite sure
Bloody
which one
Knights
it is.
Panther ruining things.
Yeah, indeed, Knights Panther have just ruined all the scratches.
Yeah.
But there is another alternative. There is one, let's say, agent of Clan Rictus that you know exceedingly well because he does topside stuff. And he was a primary link to you. And if there's a Clan Rictus marking here, it could very well be him claiming it for the name of his warlord, meaning that no one else would come near it at all.
Yeah.
Not only do you know this individual trained you in how to be a human.
Need to have words with him for other reasons. Then.
But it's this individual was as much a part of your life as these fellows are. You've known him for longer than you've known this lot.
Skaven uncle.
And he is, like a Skaven uncle. Yeah, pretty much. He's like your good old rat-faced uncle. And he was the one who was teaching you Reichspiel significantly. He was the one who also kept on berating you for your inability to express your Reichspiel with Reichspiel dialectal differences. He walloped you so many times for your desire to refer to the various humans you met as small. No! Small! Just small! Small! See? Skaven teachers, brilliant.
Just small.
Indeed. See? You understand.
3, not
Is
2.
it any wonder I turned out the way I did?
But you know him very well. And that also leads you to another conclusion.
He's probably around here somewhere, or one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This place is being watched.
Okay.
Which leads you to another conclusion.
Ruh-roh.
Why?
Why?
Is it you? Have they is it a mark of safety to protect you? Or worse, are they actually after something in here?
Yeah. Chances are I can probably figure out where they're hiding or to watch.
Yeah, I'll let you do
'cause it's
yourself.
kind of-
I'll let you do a perception test for that one. I think that's a very fair chance-a-rooney.
3 successes.
In fact,
And I'm going to take my time, use the cover of the crowd. So
okay, so as you're making your way out and everyone else is not bickering, now on the outside, so we're all making our way down to Valora's Forge, and you're making your way and you look out and over there. There is an very obvious set of manholes. They won't be using that to watch, but they want to be within line of sight of that. This city in particular, there's a lot of them. You were up and down them when you were working as a solar jack. You've even been out of this one. And you know for a fact the alley's down the back there, down right at the back. Assuming nothing has changed since you were last here at the beginning of the year, there is another entrance.
Okay.
Down into the sewers. Well, strictly speaking, it's not the sewers, but they connect to the sewers. You had to keep people away from that particular entrance. It was one of your jobs to basically cover up Skaven activity. Yeah, they're probably down there. In fact, there's probably someone down there right now. And that's certainly something that could be the case.
I think I might pop along and have a look.
Are you going to warn anyone else that you're just going to wander off?
I'm not just going to wander off. I'm just going to say I just need to talk to a friend. I think there's more at play here.
We'll look for a cab.
Yeah. I'll just be over there. If I'm not back in 10, 15 minutes, come looking for me.
Do you want a hand?
I'm not going to introduce you guys.
No, just bearing in mind what we know is out here, one of us going off on their own might not be wise.
Yeah, but
I'll come with you. Settled.
He'll be
You're
killed.
the worst.
Yeah.
What?
He'll be killed.
What about? Is it possible we could get where I was in earshot? Not visually, but in earshot. Would that be all right?
Yeah, just
I won't understand what you're speaking because I don't speak your language.
Just don't
But just
pretend you're not with me.
well, it's just that way. If a demon turns up and tries to wear your face, I'll hear that.
I'd like to see it try.
That's the sound it makes.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
And then it always goes, I've got your face now.
If they hadn't seen you yet, I thought you wanted them to think you were not to know where you were. Remember?
This house has been marked for a clan. They're probably planning an attack or want something in this house. We need to know what. If the purple the painters have infiltrated below ground,
Very good.
then we need to know.
But how do you know that they're not the painters?
Well, this is what I'm going to do and find out. I do have an arm I want to show them to see what they say.
Just leaving that arm around.
It's wrapped in sackcloth.
Right.
It could be anything. Smells a bit bad.
Yeah, exactly. Start a whiff.
I'm going to pray.
So you're all looking for a cab.
And
As she-
also looking very sad, of course.
Oh yeah, very sad because of the inevitable
Poor
horror that
Lucas.
you've just witnessed.
Are we not
Yes.
looking for a cab? What's this looking for a cab? Are we looking
We
for
are
a cab?
looking for a camera.
Okay.
But we're
well,
slowly.
If
Okay.
if we've got 10-15 minutes, then Alan
You might only have 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, she'll get out her little paints and mirror and do some extra painting.
That sounds
of
good.
Signs of sorrow and grief.
Signs of sorrow and grief, and she's remembering to keep up the act. You are now in a state of grief.
Oh yeah, good. I'll put on
Gerhardt's like, shit, no. Oh!
put on my hood.
I mean, to be fair,
I will-
Leopold is. Like,
If you could cry.
yeah.
It would sting.
It's,
Because
it's, he perpetually looks grumpy, so.
Yeah.
What's changed? You making your way over there. As you go over, she makes her way over towards what appears to be a side alley and then just disappears down it. You make your way about halfway when you hear a voice at the end. White bird what? White bird what? In not Reichspiel. You hear squeaky.
That's fine, as long as I don't hear face-wearing noises. I'm all good.
You think you're fat?
I think I'm fine.
Maybe.
So, where are they?
Says, talk to me not like that. Never, never. I kill you now. And a dagger
That was a
reaches
question
out
to you. Andy.
by your neck.
That was a
That
question.
was a
to
Oh,
question from
sorry.
Kat.
Where are they?
The dagger retreats
Yes.
swiftly.
Yeah.
You don't know. It's just a voice.
Just a voice.
Down there. Yeah, quite.
Thank you for backing me up.
That sounded
Royal
like
Well done.
face-eating noises.
that did sound like face-eating noises.
So I hear the voice.
Yes, yes.
And I will reply, and nothing. I don't get stabbed. Good to know. And I will reply, "What passes? What?
And there's a pause. White bird, why in house now? Why? House, flee. Burn, house, yes. It says, map, get us map. Want map, map, now. Get us map, now. Yes, map.
Map.
On
What?
wall. Big map.
Middenheim?
And then you hear a boy. Don't know what map is. It says, need map.
Give him the arm.
If I get it for you, don't burn it.
There's a pause. Yes, good, yes.
Later. I can't do it now.
Why here, white bird, why?
I go. We're told.
Get me map. Yes.
Patience.
No patience. Metal. Ah!
It's surrounded.
Yes.
Later.
You go now. Oh, stab. Yes. Stab.
Well, we'll see how that goes. But
Prick into the back of your neck.
yeah, give me 5 minutes.
Slight trickle of blood as it tears across you as you turn. And then a head rises out from where you're passing and looks at you. Betray me. Yes. Try.
I try not to roll my eyes.
Human yuck. Yeah. Sculpts
How's
down.
he smelling?
How's he smelling?
Yes,
He's smelling like he's been down there for this particular place
but he's not
for
afraid
a while.
or anything.
No,
like
not
that.
at all in the
That's-
slightest.
That's fine.
In fact, I will give you a perception test.
Is he smelling smoke? 0 successes. And
He is not alone.
okay.
Yeah.
And you come out not more than around about a minute or so later.
Okay. Looking a bit.
Can I please have an intelligence test?
Oh God. Just straight intelligence.
Yeah, this is her strong point.
Yume has
Zero
asked for
successes.
some. black
Oh, you
paint.
passed! Nice!
0-1.
Yeah.
It would be extraordinarily bad form to
Mm.
not get something in return. Extraordinarily bad form. If you don't ask for something in return, he is going to be absolutely convinced that you are tricking him.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely convinced.
What do I need? What do
Quite.
we need?
As she comes out looking really perplexed, but definitely not dead. And as far as you can tell, the slithery noises of flesh sloughing from a body didn't occur probably. But they were definitely talking in that guttural, squeaky language that they appear to prefer.
Yume has borrowed black paint and is offering it to people, like the morning that the captain had.
Okay.
Does Lube have a black blindfold he can wear?
Sadly, no, but he could fashion one from black cloth if anyone had some black cloth to give him.
I have a black scarf.
Of course.
Thank you.
I could also just... No, that would look undignified.
I need to pop back into the house. They've said they won't burn the place down if we give them a map that's on the wall.
Is there a
And I
map
say
on
this
the
kind of under my breath as I pass them. I don't look at them, but I know he'll hear.
wall? I might hear too.
There she
Yeah,
will. Keep
yeah.
sense hearing.
Was there a map on the wall?
I don't
I'm
know.
not that you've seen.
I'm going to go in and have a look. They don't know what map it is, do they?
Doesn't appear that
So
they
I
do.
don't necessarily have to give them the map,
Yeah, you
just
do.
a map.
Yeah, sure.
And
That's
they
my-
couldn't even describe it to you, so it's not your
Exactly.
fault.
Yes.
Doesn't
Yeah,
have to be
I'm
a
doing
map.
my absolute best.
But if it's not the right one, they may still burn the place down.
Well, they won't. They'll have to take it away, and that gives us time to get everybody out. And he's planning on selling it. I hope he's insured.
You're back in. The quickest way to resolve this is probably just to speak to Schmidhammer. He'll know. And he'll also know if he's got other spare maps around, presumably.
Yes. So I very quickly explained the situation that
He
there
looks
are
at you. What you doing back? I thought you were off to some forge or other.
just to make your life slightly harder than it already is. So apologies. There are another interested party paying attention to your house, and they are planning on burning it down. However,
Well, we got ourselves a pretty good contingent of gnats protecting us. I'm sure we'll be fine.
you'll be surprised. They won't even see them coming. Anyway, we can head them off at the pass. They're interested in a map you have on the wall here.
A map? What do they want the maps for?
I don't know. I don't want to give them that map because, well, why should we? But can we borrow it and can I give them a spare one so we can figure out what?
You
what
think
they
I just
want?
got spare maps lying around? I haven't got no spare map. I've got my map of Middle Mountains.
Right.
That's sitting up in my bedroom.
That's the only map you've got on the wall.
Well, put it this way. I'm not exact. I got it as a gift.
Oh, right. Okay. Do you mind if I take it so they don't burn your house down?
Do you just want my map for yourself?
No.
Is that what you're trying to say? Because that's what it sounds like you're trying to say. You just want my map. Or you just want to poke around my bedroom. Is that it?
If I wanted to poke around your bedroom, I would wait till you were in it. Can I see your map?
Aye. It says you'll find it on a second floor.
Okay.
Second door on right. It's up on wall. It's not exactly small, mind. It's about 6 foot across.
Okay.
3 foot, maybe 4 foot high. You're going to probably need some help carrying that bastard.
I think about this for a moment, and I go out and I pop my head out and say, "Now,
To whom? They're not outside. They're across the square. They're not just handily sitting on the inside periphery of the knights. They're all doing their makeup and sitting over. Taxi! A taxi!
Well, I'm hoping.
I've done that for a while.
I'm hoping these two are listening out.
They probably won't hear too noisy. They're milling
Yeah,
around. There's crowds.
I'll have to go get them then.
Yeah, if you wish to do so.
Mhm.
Push your way through the crowds. They're over there.
All right. I need somebody who can memorize a picture very quickly, somebody who can look for codes, and somebody to help me carry a really big map.
That's us three.
Okay. Come with
What?
me.
All right.
So who's coming?
I think we should just all go.
Yeah.
We can't leave
You're all
people
trumping.
here.
Trump. Back into the house again.
Or we could
never
go look at the
leaving.
back of the house. Walk all the way around.
What this is?
Okay. Which map?
It's in his bedroom. Come on.
Right.
He's got himself a really nice bedroom upstairs with a 4-poster bed. And indeed, there is a big map on the wall. At the bottom, there's a little brass plaque that says, "To my good friend, Schmidhammer." We all come from somewhere important. And it's a big map of the Middle Mountains and the surrounds. Middenheim is marked on the far left-hand side of it. It's written in a mixture of Reichspiel and classical. So large parts of it make very little sense to you at all. Interestingly, it also marks Karakskaiga, that you know to be the home and lost hold of Dara.
Right. We don't have long.
Who does it say it's from?
It doesn't say who it's from.
Okay. Is there anything about this map that would make it useful to my people?
It marks a lost hold.
Read the classical bits.
Yeah, it's mostly references to spoken language. It appears to be some form of map about language. The classical sections are all about local dialects.
Wait, but if that hold is empty now because
Fascinating.
they've
Odd,
left,
but fascinating.
maybe they want it for themselves. And they need a map to get.
They left not because it was empty. They left. It was overrun, wasn't it? So it's
Well,
not.
Yes,
The
but-
dwarves left.
We're not
Yes, the
going,
dwarves were forced out. Not that they left.
but we're not going to give them this, are we?
Well, I need to work out why they want
What
it.
is it? What did you?
Is there anything on the back?
That was going to be my next.
On the back, there is a handwritten in ink note that says, "You're a big bloody bastard."
From.
Doesn't have a from. It's just, "You're a big bloody bastard," with an exclam.
So what do you think it is?
Well, the classical says basically local dialects. So how to speak in that local dialect. Oh, I know what it is. They might need it. You know how you said that you got taught how to speak Reichspiel and how you still cock it out sometimes?
Yes.
Exactly. That's what this is. Because you can, with this, you can train. You said you.
A pronunciation.
Yes,
guide.
exactly. And also won't change.
They have to learn classical
There's
first.
no reason why not. If they can speak Reichspiel from.
Some of them speak it, I'm sure.
Maybe that could be it. Also, some of it is also in Reichspiel, I presume, as well. So maybe that's it. I don't know.
Does
Seems
it
strange.
look like it's ever been folded or?
No, it looks like it's a freshly made piece, possibly commissioned or copied from another map. And it's big. It's
Yeah.
proper big.
Can you ask
The easiest way to carry it would be to actually just cut it out if you were going to do it.
they?
Then you could just
Yeah,
roll
well
it, fold
That-
it. The
that's
skaven
fine.
will find that
Yeah.
far preferable to a gigantic piece of wood.
Your people spy on the city, don't they?
Yes.
So, if you do give this to them, could you ask them which of the law lords goes about with lots of women?
Yes.
Well, I can
Yes.
I have
And
to
then
ask for something
commission
in
and
return.
assassinate.
So that's it.
I need to ask for something in return that's as good as anything else. Is there anything else I can demand?
Everything about him. The one who sleeps with women, a full rundown of his security detail. Make out like you want to assassinate him.
Yes.
Just say he
Or
has
you could
work
I
just.
on.
do.
Why don't you just ask for them to assassinate him?
I wouldn't trust them necessarily to get the job done.
No, but they could have a good crack at it, and that'll certainly throw. You know, we'll know who it is. And also throw the fox among the pigeons.
Am I likely to be able to get them to do that though? Because their
Um,
loyalty
the-
isn't to me.
The chance is very low. That's
Yeah.
not like for like.
But
Yeah.
but information for
Information,
Yes.
yes, that
Yeah.
seems like for like.
Yeah, I
Pretty
think
good
it's a
shout,
great-
actually.
It's a
Yeah,
great
that
idea.
seems like
Yeah.
something that you think they
Yeah.
will bicker over, say they're never going to give it to you, and then proceed to give it to you.
Well, that's it. I feel slightly better because it's a new map. It's not a.
Yeah.
It's not like an old map that might have something hidden in it. It's
Yeah,
just
quite.
a. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, but if we can't say anything really obvious, no codes or anything.
Isn't he going to be angry you've taken it?
I explained to him that if I give them this, they probably won't burn his house down. He seems to think the Knights Panther can solve it, but they have
Right.
their
Well,
ways.
if he wants, if he is happy to for you to have the map,
Cut it down.
Yep.
Let's go.
He cut it out. Nice. So this is how we end up cutting out a large map, and the champion of Middenheim's
It's maybe also,
champion.
if they occasionally get things wrong, it's maybe also worth checking whether there's anything significant in the frame rather than
Yes.
Yeah, something for you to
Oh,
tear
yeah,
about with.
totally.
While she runs
That'd be
off
hilarious.
over to the other
Oh,
side,
oh,
throws it up, stick it under her big
the
coat.
frame is made of warp stone.
He's been sleeping under that.
Yeah.
So close to figuring out what they wanted. Map.
Look around the place for other artwork as well. They may have got confused and asked for a map when actually there's something else here that might be of interest.
Your Lord of the Arts is not very high, as I recall.
Yeah.
Or arts. No, it's shit, but well, he's not have it, so.
Very true. Lord of the Arts
It's
test,
better
please.
than ours.
Let's have a look
Can I-
at, this is at the frame.
Can I do Laura codes to see if there's
Yes,
a
Laura
code
codes, please.
hidden in the frame?
Or indeed the picture.
Or
Yep, lovely.
So it's a success.
So okay, that's enough. Piece here is new. This is a new piece.
Okay.
This is not an old piece. It's not something of
Oh.
great importance, you would gather. Oh, she critted. Oh,
Twice.
Wow. Oh, twice.
Mm.
Something on the lower codes
10,
from.
11, 12.
That's
That's the only way I can get anything on lore codes because I'm so shit at it.
So you are going to be delighted to know that your
There's
critical has
nothing.
gone on. There is no codes. Absolutely
I'm
none.
certain.
And you have
Certain.
checked
Yeah.
over every last detail.
Certain.
Oh, is there a particular whirl in the edge of this
Can she
frame?
check the map?
But I
as
was
No.
well?
checking the map. Too.
And the map too.
I know how to pronounce a lot of things. I don't. I can't read classic.
Sadly, nothing that you can see. As you make your way over and he's down the side. Yes. You have, yes?
I have it.
Give now.
What give? Trade.
What? No. Give now.
I
Not
give
die. Yes, good. Ha? Yes?
You train me. I don't want to fight you. Better to trade, yes?
And
Yes.
a head pops out and looks at you. I will fucking gut you, you little shit! Give it to me! Do yourself
And I kind of
cool
do
test, please.
sort of.
You little shit.
Oh, we go.
Oh, Scott.
Dear Uncle Snicket. 0 successes.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get it out fast, or he will gut you.
Mm.
You know what he's like. He's guts quite a few people he doesn't like.
Yeah,
He's got a
well-
low temper.
Yeah, I've got my
High
hands
temper.
near my own weapon. There's a law lord.
Yes, what?
What,
Law Lord? What?
Spends a lot of time with women. Need to know everything about him.
I
Where
don't
does-
care. No. What? No. Give me now.
No.
I tell you what I know. Yes.
Yes.
Give me first.
No.
Or make them find out more.
There's a pause. I want a haggle test.
Oh Christ. Sorry,
Oh.
Ulrich.
Wow. Interesting.
2 fails. I think I'll use my.
You don't need to.
Oh right. Did he do really badly?
I fumbled.
So you get more stuff.
Yes, he goes.
Yeah.
Listen, white bird, yes. I work with other human, yes. Have child, yes. Don't want child. Maybe you look after child, yes, of Law Lord.
Oh.
Was hired, yes. And paid very well, rich. Warlord, Northern Mariku, yes, Kiahoa. He says, saying something you don't understand. Something dialectical for, you presume, Clan Ricket.
Okay.
He says,
Where does he go? Where can we find him?
you can have child, don't want child. He says, mules, cries, very sad, smell bad. So bad, smells human bad. We piss on her, smear shit on her, make better, yes? No, cry more, wash it off, no. Bad, so bad. You have her, yes, we give them to you.
Fine.
Yes.
Yes.
Good, Map.
Bring the child first.
No, Map, I give child over into room. We have already laid explosives. We will take them away, yes?
Take the explosives away.
Yes.
I know where to find you.
Ha!
Seriously.
He says, ha!
Now!
So I hand it over.
Opens it up.
Is this map? Yes. Map!
Rolls it up.
Yes. If not, Warlord can find you, yes.
What's
Then,
a map?
and then in Reichspiel says,
Frightfully well done.
Well, thank you.
and says,
Your human skills are improving. You could be better.
Lots of practice.
Says, you could be better. They will have heard you, you know. Be prepared for questions. Says, this map is the one I wanted. Says, be very careful. They know you're alive.
speaking in Reichspiel, obviously, throughout.
Ah,
There has already been a call laid out for you. A Gracier from the south. He is coming north.
oh,
Your old friends, they are dead now. They are gone. Except for maybe one that is encaged. They has fallen out with the council, so you are in trouble. You are in trouble, so you be very careful. He says, you give me good map. I'll deliver the child down into the basement. He will be there tomorrow. She will be there tomorrow. One of law lords. I do not know which. I do not even know their names, and I don't care either. I was only doing this as a favor. He says, the clan does not know, and neither do you.
pleasure doing business.
And then he
with
turns
you,
around
Stefan.
and then in not Reichspiel, the Queekish one comes out and says,
We go now! She lives!
and then you hear one of them say,
What? Kill, stop, kill. You mean kill, stop. Take her down. No, white bird!
and then makes their way off.
Okay,
As you come back,
so
New NPC.
yeah, my hench baby, a sex slave and a hench baby. I'm getting the raw end of the deal. She's not really the maternal type. The warlord left the map. This is kind of everybody huddled in. Has the warlord's child. They're going to deliver it to us and remove the explosives from the basement.
Is it
Okay.
our law?
I'm assuming we find a warlord who's missing a kid.
Well, if he's
Would Magritte be able to tell?
no, you could know.
Well, I could, but also Magritte, it seems to be skilled with bloodlines and
Mhm.
things.
Sorry.
Perhaps also it might look like she did when she was a baby and she would remember.
How could she?
No,
Yes. Yeah, family resemblance.
I mean, yes.
Why
but
would she
there's-
remember her old face?
well, she would have seen it in a mirror when she was a baby.
No,
No,
that's not how humans work.
Oh. Oh well,
Also, most mirrors in the Empire aren't that good.
that explains a lot.
But she'd be able
Right.
to tell if it was of her bloodline.
Root.
I hope so.
She may have seen her brother.
So
No, she said that she would know if it was.
so what's our plan?
We're finally going to the
To
forest.
the forge!
why are we going there again? It's been so long.
To find fresh clues.
Or not so fresh
Yeah.
bodies.
Yeah.
To the forge.
Yeah. No,
Down in
no
the
making
Wind, which is
daggers.
appropriately named.
Oh, we've got plenty of time. I'm going to crack up a couple of tigers.
With
Yeah,
its
definitely.
twisting streets, right down over the edge, meaning that you end up going across bridges, down steep areas, steep side streets, winding your way slowly but surely to some of the lower levels of Midnight.
Did we get a cab in the end?
No.
And then down towards Valora's Forge, which is not on fire. This is a good start.
Mm.
The sounds of a hammer, tink, bang, crash, bang, are coming from the forge itself. And standing there is the very tall form of Arthur.
Wait, before we go in.
Bang. Who's the one on the forge?
I'm
Bang.
pretty sure he might be Randallton. And also we've heard that the Randallton have been infiltrated, so we should maybe be careful what we say around them.
Let's just ask him what
Well-
happened to Lucas and Nell.
Can't you get a vibe on people sometimes when we first enter an environment?
Would you Would you like me to conduct an argument?
Andy would like to do a vibe check.
Yeah, no thoughts, just vibes.
Just
Yeah.
vibes.
On
we
the
are
thing or on him?
calling that then. That's what it's called.
Yeah,
now.
I'll do an arguing check on that guy.
Bang.
It's a pass, but not a crit.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's alright.
He's all right.
You don't feel that there's any danger ahead at all. Actually,
No.
bang, crack,
Yeah, no, I think he's alright.
Good. Good to know. Excellent.
As you get closer, you didn't quite gather how big he is. You think he might be taller than you, possibly. It's difficult to tell because he's crouched over. He's a big guy.
He's certainly got like twice the
Strong,
body mass.
Bang, bang!
You see
As
you
he
and I
turns round
combined.
and says, "Very sorry." He says, "Forges." Oh, Ulrich. He
Arthur,
says, "Who are all these?" Bang, crack. Oh,
Uh,
hello.
this is my employer and my work colleagues.
But we've met before.
You guys,
Yeah.
these guys have
Yeah,
met
I thought I'd
before.
met him as well.
It's only me that hasn't met him because I wasn't with these
Bang,
five when
crack.
they came down.
Yeah.
Nope,
Oh,
he
yeah.
only recognises Ulrich. Bang, crack.
Oh.
Bang, crack.
We've met before.
He looks at you.
Yeah.
He says, "Wait a minute." Oh! Hello.
How do you feel about taxes?
Arthur, what?
He
we
takes
have-
his
What
glasses
happened?
back off.
We
He
have
says,
no-
"I don't like wearing them when I'm at Forge. I might fall in. They don't set my ears very well."
What happened to the two that we left with you? In your care?
Right, so Valora wouldn't be telling me about that. I were out.
No, you weren't.
No, I were out. No, I was here when you left her.
But then he
But
went
I
out.
was sent off and
Oh.
Valora said there were trouble and wouldn't talk to me about it.
Did you see them leave?
No, they weren't even here when I
My
came in.
memory of the events, questionable, but Valora was gone and Arthur was the one in the forge as
Yeah,
we spoke
this
to.
just
but
during
you
that
just
time.
waited for Valora to come back. You left Nils and Lucas there
Yeah.
for Valora to come back. So he's saying when Valora came back,
She
he
sent
went
him
out
away.
and he did.
He's going to get groceries or something, and they've
Is Valora
He smiles. It's not like Olivia.
is Valora
He said, "Bang."
Valora here?
No. She went off on some business, presumably to do with whatever it was that she was doing with him. Apparently, she got very. I don't know. I've got to get through these before end of night.
Do you know where she went?
Have you met Valora?
Yes.
Right. I think that's probably the answer you need.
I just
She's
wondered
not
if
exactly one to give a quick description as to what she's doing. She just fucking buggers off,
I just thought
leaving
she
you
might
with
have
job.
yelled it.
No.
How many of those can you do a night?
Well, at the moment, I'm just sadly forming, and I've got another 7 nuggets, and we've got another. Oh bloody hell! Far too many. It's gonna be a long night.
All right. I see. Well, we can wait, can't we?
No.
No.
Eric will channel to his forge and just make it a bit hotter for him.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Not really much else we can do.
No.
We don't know where Valera is. She could be gone back to speak to the wizards,
Mm-hmm.
but I doubt it.
Should we maybe leave a message to ask her to get in touch with us?
Send her to Schmidhammer, yeah.
What about if Nils, when he left here, was Nils?
Mm-hmm. And it was way late.
Yes. Could you can follow things through cities, trails, smells, things like
Smells, yes.
Probably not.
Yeah.
that. Anything?
Trying to track
the
my
amount of
smell in a
people that
city
would
is.
go through
I
the
not
line.
to
Certainly
sniff
not
a
from
dog.
like a day.
Yeah,
like
quite.
12 hours or however long. Yeah.
No.
Dogs?
Well, could we maybe get a sense of time when?
Oh, she left, what, 1, 2, 3, about 3 bell ago?
Right.
You know, just as it's beginning to darken off, before snow started happening. Says, I mean, it's not exactly much of it, but what the blooming hills is going on with this? It's bloody knack time.
It's the end times.
What, snow? Well, you're a
Beginning.
wizard, I suppose.
Evan-
That would be end times to you.
Evan asked.
Bang. No, fuck off.
Well, that is the end times, and there would be snow. Make your weapons quickly.
I'm not making weapons, I'm just forming.
Then you should probably change what you're making.
With your bloody bundle of laughs you are.
He's a very I am Alamana Waves Shadowvale. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Also known as Buzzkill.
Right.
And the doorbell.
Wait, but you said Valora left 3 hours ago, but when did you leave when she got back? How long ago?
What's the time difference?
I don't understand what you're saying.
Our friends are here.
Right.
Valora got back.
Aye.
You left.
Aye.
What time did you leave?
No. She left about 3 hours ago.
Yeah, she
arrived like, a good 2 maybe hour before that.
Right.
That's
Okay.
what.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So
And she
4
left when I
hours.
came back.
Yes.
Because when she came back, I was like, right, I'm out of here. I've got some things to do. I went off up to Carnival. I wanted to catch the Middenpalaz, didn't catch the Middenpalaz. Queues were huge. So I just came back again. I got myself a really nice, what they call rat and a stick, but it weren't rat, it was chicken.
We better go and let you
Um,
crack on with your work.
the Midden Wall was called off because Karabakh has been besieged. So you did not miss anything.
Right. Oh, well, maybe I'll catch it tomorrow. Says, assuming Valora comes back, if she ever comes back.
All right.
3 hours.
I guess then we move on. Do you want? Hang on. It's quite warm in here, isn't it?
It's a forge.
No,
And he just made it hotter.
I mean, and then he channeled.
do you want to break out
I
that?
don't get it.
Do you want to break out that mug?
No.
You don't want to do the
We
special mug?
don't know what it does. And not when we're on the hunt for a demon. I'm not going to risk.
Wait, what now?
Oh, we won. Well, I say we. These two
Nah,
won a mug.
I timed my speech to coincide with a hammer.
No, you didn't. Nice try.
No more of the hunt for
Claimed
a
it,
thumb.
perhaps. Yeah, no. As he just looks at you, you're what now?
Aye. There's a demon in the city. It's Evernacht, as my elf friend says.
On my account for a sour bloody face.
Yeah. Well,
How are we going to get into the castle?
Do you not want to try the drink?
No.
Do
5
I know
hours.
of any underground routes into the castle?
No.
Why don't
but-
we go
Not in the
back?
slightest.
Sorry, you go first.
Thank you. If it's 5 hours ago, there might still be people around who saw them leave. They're not the most
The
inconspicuous.
bells
people.
start ringing out.
Oh.
It's midnight.
It's the carnival.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
but
They
what,
might be drunk.
but also, what will that tell us?
Well, did Lucas leave here still all like chained up?
It sounds like. I don't know.
Because if he wasn't, then maybe the
Look, I don't think you understand. He were here, she arrived, I fucked off, I came back, and there were no one here but her. That's it. There is no chains up or anything else.
we tied him up when we left.
Well, I'm sure you did. He weren't in chains when I came back. There weren't no one here, except for her.
Okay.
Yes, no, I got that. Thank you, Arthur.
But the
Right.
chains were still here, is what he's saying. Because we
No, there were no chains, no nothing. I'm not saying there were chains here. I didn't say that. You're putting words in my mouth.
So something like chains. You've told me not to say this word out loud. Like chains, but not chains. Gooder. Chains gooder.
Right, all right.
Do you,
Shall we go? Thank you so much, Arthur. It has
Nope.
been a pleasure to meet you.
Well, I think I'm going to go have myself a drink. He says.
And when Flora comes back, if you could ask her to reach out to us at whatever Peter's address is.
Yeah, it's on the square motions.
right,
Right.
well, nice to see you. Goodbye.
Schmidhammer, good name.
Yeah.
He says. Good name.
I don't think that Valora would have let them go if she still thought Lucas was contaminated somehow. She must.
But she might have picked up on something else. I mean, he said that she said there was something wrong with him.
I know dwarves have somewhat of a legendary sort of resilience when it comes to, negative effects of magical effects and things like that. But you don't think that maybe when we were doing the... No, but then Lucas obviously took it into himself.
Why don't we go back to see Marguerite on our way to where we're going and tell her the news that she may have a little sister?
Who will be
Aunt.
delivered to the
An
basement.
aunt.
And nobody in the house should smoke until after the morning. Because the basement's full of
also-
explosives.
Then we can also
Okay.
ask her if she's come up with she was going to think about the issue with face changing, and also you can ask her about your cup of glory because maybe she will know what it does. And then you don't
Our
need to
cup of
experiment.
glory.
Oh, sorry, your cup of glory.
Can you carry it? No, my cup of glory.
Oh, why don't you dice for it?
No, never again.
Back at the residence at almost 1 o'clock in the morning. The day is beginning to weigh heavily upon you. It has been a long one. And sleep, possibly not in a place with giant bombs, but sleep does seem like it might be beneficial. Your fiancée, Gerhard, is quite awake. She's currently sitting in her room up above, writing down some notes when you arrive. Schmidhammer has long gone to bed. The Knights Panther are still here, and the crowds have gone, and the guard has dropped down to just 5 on the outside.
There's nobody in the house.
Pardon?
There's nobody in the house in terms of Knights Panther.
No, there's 2 in the house as well.
Whereabouts are they?
They'll be wherever they want to be at any particular time. There's presumably also up above, they're moving around. There's presumably up above as well, unless you go check, Lucas and the various Shallians.
Kirsten?
Nowhere to be seen, at least not when you arrive.
Interesting. Well, I suppose we're here to see Lady Marguerite. Right?
Yes, indeed. She's upstairs. Hello, how has your evening investigations proceeded?
Sort of. Well, didn't really get much. Well, we got something.
Nothing of note at the forge. They left. Valora left to go and speak to someone in a foul mood.
That's disappointing.
Birdie has some news.
We traded an item from this house in return for the place not being set alight, but also potentially a family member being returned.
Potentially a family member of whose?
Yours.
Well, I find that very unlikely. My father's sterile. Has been for about 50 years.
Your father or your
My
grandfather?
grandfather. He's quite sterile.
One of the law lords has a child that was being held elsewhere.
By whom? I see. Well, if that is the case, then who was the one responsible for having that done? And that then leads one to proceed to the next inevitable question, which is that how he was being strong-armed?
Yes. So the child will be being delivered tomorrow morning.
Well, that means you know which law lord it isn't, the one this child is related to. When?
In the morning. It'll be there by morning.
It's already the morning.
Let's go check.
Well, I was going to go down to the basement next. We just wanted to prepare you in advance.
Can I hear the mewling of an infant?
You cannot hear the mewling of an infant.
Plus, also at Skaven, how are they with time? Are they pedantic about it?
Rubbish would
Yeah.
be better.
No surprise there.
Yeah.
So it might just have meant next.
It might just have meant now?
Well, why
A year?
I will go down
Yeah, we won't come with you.
and to see A, if the basement is full of explosives or baby.
It is neither.
It's just empty.
12-year-old child.
Okay.
They're idiots. Honestly.
She is dirty.
Is she covered
She
in
is.
Skaven poop?
She is covered in all manner of horror. Has been stripped, and she's currently wrapped up in a blanket that she's clearly, and she's, you think, possibly cried herself to sleep down here.
Oh, bless. I'll sort of sit alongside her because I can be quite intimidating. And sort of gently nudge her away.
She wakes. Acute sense hearing. Here's a relatively high-pitched scream that passes through. Everybody else hears relatively quiet, high-pitched scream, but definitely a scream.
Alan and wife
from
will
below.
run downstairs.
You're not the only one. There's a Knights Panther coming too. Upon hearing said scream, as she looks at you with sheer horror in her face, as she then realizes that you are not some sort of masquerading beastman, and just looks at you. Her face filled with, where are they gone? Where are they gone?
They're gone. We've got rid of them. You're safe with us now. We're going to get you back to your father.
Go take me back to me father.
Yeah. Who's your dad?
She says, you got to take me back to the phone. Where am I?
You're in.
She says,
you're in
where
the
am
hou-
I?
You're in the house of the champion.
Everyone
of
else,
Wrath.
what are you doing?
So, well, you know what I'm doing. I'm running down.
I guess we're heading down. I might ask the knight to help me down the stairs. Can you help me? Sorry, I don't trip.
Good way to slow him down. Well
Yeah.
done.
Yes. Nice.
Nicely done. I could have a charm test from you because he
Of course
is
you can.
he is sort of predisposed to not paying attention to that.
Pretty
but
honourable.
yeah, he is exactly.
Yeah,
so
you got
it won't be opposed.
That would be 8 successes.
Yeah, he's helping you down.
Yeah.
Oh, you are clearly a blind father that needs some help.
I'm a poor,
Of course.
winsome blind father.
Of course.
You would not
I'll
separate
help you
him
down.
with
As
his
everyone else
stuff.
tears ahead down there. Woo! Bloody, move a bit faster. I almost tripped. As down you all go.
Oh, I'm in with Lucas.
Of course.
That's
Moving over to where Lucas is. Lucas is asleep. His cut is still open, and he's breathing something like this.
Oh, the Shelley's still here?
Yep.
Okay. Can't do anything.
Quite. Looks just like Sigourney Weaver. Really doesn't. As down there, she just looks at you, and then everyone piles in.
Yeah.
A slightly different, slightly less pant from her as she looks around at everyone. Where am I? Where am I? You got to get out of here before they come back. Before they come back.
They're not going to come back. I arranged it. I gave them something so they would return.
You're with them.
No.
She says, "You're with them." No.
Can I?
And she passes out of terror.
Oh, bless her.
Okay.
I'll gather her up in the blanket and I'll turn her so her mucky face isn't visible. So if we bump into Knight's Panther, my sleepwalking little sister with night terrors can
Yeah,
be
there
tucked
is
back
no
into bed.
chance that they will believe that everything she heard will have been said will have been
All
heard.
right. Okay.
It was pretty loud.
Well, we know who she is. We can just say,
Yeah.
so
So what's your plan?
maybe the same miscreants that attacked.
What's your plan?
Um,
Hey, Father, you've just reached the bottom of the stairs. And they're there with a bundled up child who is some size.
Indeterminate size and shape.
It's Father, the miscreants that attacked the house, they must have kidnapped this child.
Oh no, we
And
must
they've
look
left
after
her
her.
here. Perhaps for their
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Wow, that is
unexpected.
deeply unconvincing.
What an
Can I have
awful thing to
myself
have happened.
an acting
Why
roll
us?
from you, please? That was
5
that's
successes?
well, yeah, an acting roll.
I wasn't that bad.
It was terrible. The
5 successes from me.
do you have acting? You don't need
No.
it. It's a basic skill.
It's a basic skill.
Yeah, totally.
5 successes.
Wow, this is the least observant knight that has ever knighted.
To be fair, his helmet.
Yeah.
That does limit your perception somewhat.
It does.
And his hearing.
Oh no. He says, this is terrible. At least she's been found. Who is she?
She's the daughter of one of the lords.
Oh dear. Do you know which one?
She passed out before we had a chance to ask her. I think.
You're a doctor, aren't you? Do you have smelling salts?
I'm upstairs chatting with just
Oh,
a
but
You're
we
bit.
know
not
where
there.
there's smelling.
Do you have a doctor? We should fetch the doctor for smelling
But
salts.
we heard her pass out. We were down by the time. Give it to me. I think you should make yourself scarce.
Okay. I'll go see if I can.
Strength test, please.
Yeah.
I'm not that strong.
No.
No, you are not.
I sort of hand her over like she's this little light bundle. You're like,
Well, not too bad. I'm 42.
Did you pass?
No.
No. Oh, you need some help.
No,
She's big.
No, Elric.
You don't even need to test.
Elric's is hating every bit of this, and he's been kind of lagging behind everyone because of this skaven shite.
you forget
Literally.
Give
You're
her
not
over.
allowed to hold a grudge.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm not allowed to hold a grudge. Fair enough. What's happening now, he can go against
Shall
me.
we-
It's a new start.
Yeah.
I saved a girl's life.
Sir Knight, shall we find a place to lay her and get her cleaned up while we bring her round and find out who her father is?
And this is how we find ourselves in the front room where once the good Dieter Schmidhammer champion, ex-champion, to the graph was laid out. Now it's a young girl who is not particularly clean. being dabbed free with Birdie. Just a sign. So,
I'll go
yeah.
see Magritte.
Yeah, quite. Go up and see Magritte. She is still upstairs. Oh, hello, Birdie. Did you do something to upset someone again?
Just existing does that, Magritte.
Yes, you must remember, she says, try not to be so... you. She says, just try not to be so you.
I know. I'm
you-
trying.
No, what I'm saying about that is you listen to them too much and you tell the truth a little bit too much.
Lie more.
Yes,
I can do that.
I think you have to. Because if you don't, you are at some point going to get yourself killed. Because you will say something very unfortunate to the wrong people. I mean, you've already done so in front of me at least 10 times. Fortunately, I'm quite a forgiving person.
You are.
Yes, I am. She says, as she returns to her notes, Gerhardt, God darn it, he does not look good. He's also, you think, a touch feverish. You can
Yeah.
see the sweat beading on his forehead.
So let's try and bring that temperature down a little bit.
Again, are you going to try and intrude upon the sisters?
Well, I don't know how it works. So provided that they're chanting
Mhm.
and they're sat there doing their thing, if I can do anything to bring his temperature down, I'm talking just like wet flannel on the forehead.
They do not want you to touch him. And indeed, the initiate will step in the way and say, no, leave the sisters to do their work.
Okay, but right now they're just holding it back. There's no progress.
You do not interfere with
It's
the
getting
sisters.
worse.
You do not interfere with the sisters.
Don't fuck with the shit.
Stop.
I'll fuck with her. I want to fuck with her, right? I don't. Okay. Did my fiance come in? And what happened there?
I don't know.
Were you in the room?
No.
Wh-
Maybe you should speak to her.
Are these the same sisters that were here earlier?
Nope.
Okay,
Maybe.
good.
You don't know.
No,
They're
I'm asking
definitely
her.
wearing white.
I'm asking her if they are.
She says, no,
Okay, so you're running it in shifts so that the people can continue.
it's not up to me. It's up to them.
But that is what is happening.
It might be.
Just go speak to them, agreed.
Blasphemy!
Right.
Um,
Okay, you've been very helpful. Thank you very much.
If I was going to hazard a guess, it's because they've got faith in their goddess and they're not really appreciating you coming in and suggesting that,
With all your
Sally is
hoity-toity
shit.
ways.
It is a multi-faith based system. Somebody else can believe other things. Why they got to be dicks about it? Anyway,
I
Maybe
think
they
Shut up!
know more.
Meanwhile, the girl, upon receiving the smelling salts, wakes up. What is the first thing that she's going to see?
Not me.
Good,
Not
good,
me.
good.
Maybe she should see someone pretty.
No,
well, hang on.
Yeah.
Am I looking after?
It shouldn't be an elf either.
But people
Guess.
love elves.
Am
What about the
I looking after
People.
child?
a blind
No,
father
I
with
think
his
it's gotta
scarred
be
arm.
you,
It's got
Maze.
to be you, May. Fine.
It's gotta be
Gotta
you.
be
Just
I'll-
say we rescued her from both.
I'll
From her
pretend to be younger so that she feels a little more comfortable around me.
Hello, fellow
She
kids.
looks up at you and says, what's happening? Where am I? Who are you?
My name is Yume. It's okay. You're going to be okay.
Oh, looks you. The knight immediately strides over and says, excuse me, daughter of Lawlord, which Lawlord is it? And she looks up, oh, Knight's Panther.
Yeah, you're in good hands. It's going to be okay.
Where did the beastman lover go?
Why don't we start with
That
answering
was
that
just a
question?
rumor.
No, I think
As the knight says, oh, do be quiet. Which Lawlord is it? We're trying to get you back to your home. Says, it's not me father. It's my uncle.
Okay.
Says, Lord Ehrlich, he looks after me.
Oh, it's her uncle.
Uncle, grandfather.
Uncle.
Yeah, he's got weird things about claiming people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where are we? We're in the champion. Oh, sorry, pardon me, I'm getting it wrong. We are in the townhouse of the ex-champion of the Graph. So you are in very safe hands. Says, well, I live just across Square of Marshall's. Says, you could take me over. What time is it? Oh, it is early in the morning. Your father is most likely asleep. It's not me father, it's me uncle. Your uncle is most likely asleep.
Sir Knight,
Yes?
she's had a really difficult time.
Yeah, so she needs to be back with her family, obviously.
Should we maybe get her cleaned up properly and clothed?
No, that's
before we
not our
take-
responsibility. That's the responsibility of our uncle. Uncle. He says, right, we shall get you an escort over to see your uncle. Very good. If you wish to clean her up, do so. In fact, it might be worth just getting him over here. He says,
I'm not here.
no, probably best. No, I'll send somebody to go and knock his house. And he pops out
Sir Knight, at
and turns around.
1 a.m.?
Yes. Well, of course.
Perhaps we should wait until the...
Why would one wait? What is wrong with you? If it was your family member, you'd want her brought back immediately, wouldn't you? Yes,
Depends on which
absolutely.
Lord we're talking
I
about.
don't know what's going on with you strange people. As he goes out. Bloody people.
So
As he makes his door, close the door on the outside.
Birdie
the door.
will suggest to Magritte that she takes a look at the child before she's whisked back to her father.
She says, I'm confined to my room. I can't leave here.
Can we bring the child to her?
Get washed up in
Yes,
a place
I was
where
gonna
Knight's
say.
Panther can't walk in.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, I could wash her.
Mhm.
It might be a good opportunity to see if she's been marked.
Yes,
Yes, perfect. Bring her to me.
we'll do that. I'll call down. The Lady Magritte will see to her toilet. If you bring her up.
I'll help you. Come on, what's your name?
She says, I'm not telling you. I heard her again. You're with her, aren't you? You're with bloody her. You're all with her. You're all in it against me. You're all in it against me.
We're not.
And she throws the weakest punch you've ever seen. It's about this speed.
Okay, good.
You can dodge if you wish. Let's see if this punch will connect. She's going to give it a good go.
Do you have a chill
I mean, she might
myself?
crit.
So I'm just having
No,
a look.
she doesn't crit. She not only doesn't crit,
do.
she literally fumbles on a beautiful 66. She's going to hurt herself on you. Oh, wow. She's really good. As she hits, twists her hand.
Oh, God.
And she says, you hit me!
No.
It's okay.
Oh, she's one of these.
Yeah. Victim culture.
And there's a crump, 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 crump.
She's
from outside.
hysterical.
Get a hold of yourself.
As the knight comes in
She's
to
gone
see
mad.
her, tears streaming down her
She
face.
just attacked Yume for trying to help get her clean. We must take her upstairs. We have smelling
Charm
salts.
test.
3 successes unless he's attracted to beautiful elves, in which case 7.
I'll believe the elf. Says, girl's clearly hysterical. Says, come here, girl.
I hate
And just
myself.
picks her up like this. And then carries her. Out. Well, we'll take you over to where you need to go.
Right, take her upstairs, Sir Knight.
Why?
We're going to, because her father's coming, Uncle. We want to get her
No,
cleaned up.
she's going to get taken over there.
Oh, right.
I did thought he said he was going to bring.
Oh,
No,
Captain
he's
says
gonna
she's
send
going
her
straight over.
Right.
He's not going to like. I'm not here. I can't say.
He's just holding her. She's.
You said that we could clean her up first. We really
does.
shouldn't.
She smells disgusting.
She does smell like
What
shit.
is going on? Who is this child?
And we've
This is
got. We can
Wait.
clothe her as well.
Oh, well, I can't do that.
Look,
No, but the lady upstairs can.
So,
Where are you?
Oh,
Then-
she willing?
Shallow.
yes, she's
Right.
I've just turned up.
As he just goes up the stairs, as a shit-covered child goes past you. It's all dry. He's holding her, and she's
Right.
like,
the Lord's nest.
and then
Nice.
he kicks the door a couple of times. He says, "Excuse me, my lady. We have a girl that apparently you're going to clean." And you hear from within, "Yes, send her in."
I will have removed myself from that chamber.
Wise move.
So I don't scare.
Sit
the
down
crap out
aside
of her.
room
I'll
as
I'll just
he
hide.
opens the door. Get in there and get yourself cleaned up, little girl. Go on. Erlich, indeed. Bloody hells. Should have known it was him. And stands outside the door.
Why?
Uncle.
As your head sticks out. Why?
Like, what?
Oh, Erlich is the worst of them. No doubt about it. This wheedly little snivelling man. Can't stand him.
Womanizer?
I don't think that man even understands what a woman is. No. Definitely not a womanizer.
Mhm.
I would say he is certainly a self-flagellator.
Well, and he ported a storm.
No, I don't think he's ever seen a port in his life. He's a confirmed bachelor for all the wrong reasons.
Just because I'm there, just seen a shit-covered girl walk past.
Your head sticks up.
What? Is this him, the one you're talking about? Click.
There's no one.
Shut up.
No.
Well, are you showing me a cameo of someone you know? What are you doing?
I just checking.
Can we take it off
Yes.
him, please?
Looks at that. No, I didn't recognise. But then you can't trust a cameo.
No, exactly.
It'll be
These
brushed
things-
up.
Yeah, I
He's
found
probably
it.
94 years old with 17 warts on his face.
More likely.
Why?
You're not here.
I can fucking
mean-
hear you though.
I am literally there,
All right.
first of all, yes.
All right.
I wait till the Knights Panther turns his back and clip him round the ear.
What? Do you not listen to your fiance? She said he doesn't use his face here.
Well, all right, fine.
Hand over the...
No, it's
You
fine.
can't be trusted.
Absolutely not.
You can't be trusted.
Nope,
with-
mine.
As the knight looks really awkward. Well, yes. Are you done in there?
What does this one have on his hat?
Pardon? Yeah, he's not wearing it. His helmet's off.
Is it not under his arm? Usefully, so I can identify him simply by an animal or a creature
No.
rather than his
No.
name. Damn it.
Also, no.
Oh well.
Because all
As,
humans look alike.
Just call him Bunny.
As he bangs on the inside. You done yet? No. Now please do not disturb me again. And a call from below says, we're ready to escort her. Has she been prepared? They're cleaning her. Why? That's not her responsibility. That's for the law lord. They want to present her nicely. Oh my God. Bloody do-gooders. All right, we'll be waiting for it.
First and only time we'll ever be called that.
That's a good collective group name.
The do-gooders.
No, the bloody do.
Eventually.
Could you go inside, no?
I'm sure the lady has it. She doesn't like me.
I wonder why.
Understandable.
Hi.
Harsh.
Kind of, I'll be as gregarious as myself.
Eventually, she is cleaned and presented out the door, all wrapped up in curtains. Nothing else. As she says, she is ready to go home now. Sir Knight, I think she probably requires an escort. And also, she says, if you could please vouch for our party as being the ones that rescued her. She has some very strange beliefs concerning exactly who they are. Well, of course, says, well, for them, you wouldn't have bloody found her in the first place. Oh, sorry. Stop being a silly ninny. Says, really? Bloody get yourself together, girl. It's a simple kidnapping. Come on now. Don't snivel, says bloody Ehrlichs. Come on. This way. She does, however, look clean.
Nice.
Does someone going with her to meet the law lord?
Is anybody going to escort her across the square of marshals to provide her with, I don't know, a bodyguard?
You're a priest. You should go.
And can you do an ogre twice in a
No.
Um,
I
I mean,
can
seriously,
ask. I
it's
don't
the
know if
kind
they'll
of
let
no,
me
it's
come.
the kind of thing a priest of Sigmar would absolutely insist. A girl going somewhere with knights.
Yeah,
He's a Sigmarite.
propriety.
You're
That's a
a
good
right
point.
follower.
Yeah, good point.
Sigmarite.
It's time
In
for me
fact,
to go shove
you-
my nosy beacon.
I agree. Sounds
But
good.
also a female companion for propriety.
Yes, a chaperone.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to chaperone? Chaperone.
Two very
Chaparelf.
tall
Yes.
chaperones.
Excellent. So a chaparelf and his priest. So he's pushing her ahead, going down the stairs.
Of course, for propriety, I should come, as should a chaperone. Can't have a young girl escorted.
Oh no, that's very fair. Says marriageable age. Yes.
Oh,
Wouldn't like to be left with. Wouldn't like her to be left with the captain. Says, "Come on, let's go."
Oh.
Gross.
Super gross.
You chaperone. The captain downstairs says, "Oh, bloody hells. Oh. Have we not got clothes? Have we not got clothes for her?" No, they've used the curtains. Says, "They don't have children in this house, so what can we say? What can we do? You could have wrapped her in something a bit better than a curtain. It's only for the bloody lord." Says, "It's Oleg. Yes, he is a warlord, you know. Yes, but he's bloody peasant."
Is she not about Yumi's size?
I'm not giving her clothes. She's really ungrateful.
Wow! Yumi is cold tonight.
Yeah, she's dressed like a Kislevite, so.
As
It is snowing.
he says, "All right, then, we don't want to tramp you across on bloody bare feet.
Perhaps one of you kind gallant knights could carry her.
Well, we're in bloody armor. It hurt, poor girl. Right, you, girl, you don't look like you have sturdy feet. Does anybody have shoes for someone of a particular small demeanor? You, girl." He says, "You got some shoes you can lend the girl as she crosses over, or slippers or something?" What are you presenting?
No, I'm
Oh,
making a money sound.
Just lend the shoes.
They're rich.
He looks at you.
You can get the lord to pay you back.
It's the child you're lending them to, you mate. Not them.
Father,
Please. Just,
could you carry her?
Yeah, just do that.
So he's blind and he finds it quite difficult to negotiate stairs. And otherwise,
I think
Might not
I
be a
think
good
I could
idea.
carry her, like if I was prepared for it.
and
Right.
I
Oh,
You could
piggyback.
help me.
yeah,
Piggyback.
I will try.
Kittyback, that does make it a lot easier. Much easier. You can reverse a fail. Much
I can
easier.
reverse a fail, can I?
Yes, you can.
Can I assist?
Not if you fumble.
No, remember.
Throw a child.
Yeah, you have you a fortune point
Yeah, I
left?
do.
Backs her into the wall.
47. If I'm being assisted, that's a pass.
Can I assist?
This doesn't make a change.
Oh, it doesn't
on
make an advantage.
No,
well,
it doesn't.
I'm
No,
going to
you're
go
not-
slowly.
You've got advantage.
You're not
Oh, I've
under
got
it.
it.
You don't need the assist for advantage.
Okay, then
Yeah.
that's 4 successes.
Yeah, sweet. That's more than enough.
Doesn't need math.
I do not.
As the elf
encouragement.
carries her,
I can
and he just
maintain
looks
my
at you.
poor blind man
Callous,
demeanor.
heartless little girl. Says,
She
"Right, go on,
punched me."
escort."
It's the first time tonight you've seen Albert nod.
As across the square of marshals, they are escorted. At the other side, he pops up, and there's a gentleman there. Oh, he definitely looks like he might be a womanizer. He's about 5'2". He's very bald, and his face is a little bit. As he looks down.
Ratty.
Oh my bloody gods! I thought. Oh, well, thank the gods. I thought that he could done something to you. Right, come here, my darling. As
Bring her in.
she says, "Uncle, there were beastmen and horrible things." Oh, darling, I'm so sorry. He says, looks down, "Sir Knight, how can we possibly thank you?" Sadly, you're not there to say. And looks out and holds on to her. She just weeps.
No. Well, actually, it was I and my party who rescued her.
Give me.
She speaks the truth.
And the good father.
Well, how did you? I don't understand. She'd been taken.
Yes, and we found her tied up.
Gertie, take her in, will you? An old woman says, "Right, I'll take her in. Come here now, wee darling." Oh, it's just like the time your parents were taken. Says, she goes, "I know." Says, "But they didn't survive and you did, darling. So come on in."
Let's go. I think we should speak about this inside, Lord, rather than out here in the street.
Looks around. Can't we just be done with this?
No, I think we should speak inside.
I really want to have an intimidate check, actually.
Can I assist?
You certainly can. You're very intimidating.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not very intimidating. Yeah, I have no help.
Unlikely.
You're sitting there looking the wrong direction.
4 successes.
Like lowering into a corner somewhere.
He says, all right, come in. As the knight says, oh, you don't need me anymore, do you? No.
Thank you.
As he says, so where did you find her? As he takes you in and shakily takes a brandy. Clatter, 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 clatter. There are 5 or 6 empty brandy glasses.
I'm just going to take a gamble.
Yeah.
Listen, we know what you did because they had her. We know you pushed that law through. You're getting rid of dwarves, wizards, priests. You're destroying this city. You must make this right. She's back with you now. We did this for you. For her.
You can't say no to her.
To who?
I don't know her name.
Tell me who it is.
I don't know her name. She
What
just
does she
came.
look like?
Blonde hair, snivelly little face, Middenheimer, certainly. She just came knocking on the door and they kidnapped her. Well, what could I do?
And the law lords, what the other law lords? Are any of them being
I don't know.
forced? Who brought the law?
It was Sparson. I mean,
Sparson? Not the law lord, is he? He's the chancellor?
Yeah. It was his idea. He was the one that brought it forward. He said, Shaky, would you like a drink? Here. Go.
When in Midnight?
And I obviously immediately refused. A ridiculous idea. He said he got the idea from Rolano.
I'd heard that too.
So the very next day, well, and I supported it. I had to. I didn't have any choice.
How long ago was this?
Yes, quite some time ago now. They've had her ever since, and they've not brought her back. I've not let myself be seen at court. I didn't want to be seen at court. I didn't want anyone to think that I was influencing anything else. I would just not. I just did not. And obviously, the graph. I mean, God, thank you for saving her. Everyone supported it though, so I don't think my voice will make any difference now.
But we are trying to get to the bottom of who it was that forced
Well,
us to.
she's a bloody dirty blonde bitch. That's what she is. And you should find her. That's who you should find.
Did she sound...
Oh, look, I've seen her before.
Right, whereabouts?
Yeah, not in court.
With Sparson, actually.
With Sparson.
Yeah, with Sparson.
Whereabouts?
In court.
In court.
I was going into court. It was some time ago. It's the first time that I saw her. Actually.
Is she one of the ladies in waiting?
No, she had no right to be. That's why I remembered her. When I saw her there, and I thought, well, clearly she's pushing things through, isn't she? So she's got some sort of thing going on. You need to speak to Sparson.
Is she, in terms of a dress, was she dressed in fine
No.
attire?
No, she did not. She had no right to be there. But you often find that there are unfortunates around the court.
But were there any clues as to who she might be in terms of how she was dressed?
Like a peasant from the street somewhere.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah. A peasant from the street. There's little else I can say. Sparsom, though. Sparsom definitely knew her. They were talking and they were agitated. Sparsom had been a little bit odd
Can I just check
anyway.
he's telling the truth?
Yeah, sure. Go yourself for an intuition test.
Yeah.
Yeah, he appears to be above board.
successes.
He's gone past the point of clear. He's not going to be spinning any lies in his current state, you think. He's quite drunk and holding it together pretty well and may have been drunk for quite some time.
Yeah.
Do either of the other law lords have family that may be missing?
I highly doubt it.
They're bachelors.
In both cases.
But you could ask about.
And it may be unrelated, but the old woman mentioned that her parents had similarly been abducted.
The old woman?
The old woman who took her in.
What?
She's your servant.
Your servant.
Oh, Oh, right. Well, that's a long time ago. It's why I look after her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not connected. It's not.
I hope
It's
not.
not a similar. No, that's fine. You would know.
No, she just got dropped on me 2 years ago. Came from nowhere. Parents dead. Bloody hell. Dan's sister. I was at that point courting. That ruined it completely. Says,
Unfortunate.
bloody child. Child just dropped to me. What do I do with a child? And a crying child most of the time as well. She's done most of the actual work. I spend my time in the court. I mean, I usually spend my time in the court. Is there anything else that you need?
I think.
Just get a bit. Steal something.
Thank you so much. I'm so sorry that you have been through this. Perhaps when you feel a little better, we could have a drink together. And I can regale you some nice, fine stories of Nell.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure it will cheer your spirits.
My spirits have been low.
Yes, they have.
They have been very low. At least she's not dead. Was she mistreated?
No, she doesn't. She's not like bruised or
No,
anything.
no.
But she has been.
She's been
but
shat on.
with a lot of
Well, they thought that would help.
No, she's unharmed. Obviously, it's been traumatic for her, and she was very scared.
Oh, thank the gods.
What I would say is that she needs her uncle to be present, so perhaps.
Yes, she does have.
And I'll kind of
She seems to
put
have
the stopper
taken,
back on the ranting.
She seems to have taken notions, though. To begin with, she thought we were also foul creatures that had taken her. So
Oh dear.
she is
No,
delusional.
Yes. I shall write a letter immediately to the Shallians. They'll know what to do.
That would be wise.
Yes, that is what
That is
I'll do.
wise.
And that is how you managed to rescue. Wow, I can't believe you actually done some good. Well done, guys. You have managed to rescue the niece of one of the law lords.
With the bloody
Only
do-gooders.
because some Skaven forced us. He didn't do it willingly.
Shh, don't worry about the source.
fair exchanges is
Fair
fine.
exchange. You've transferred a map over. You've got yourselves a child,
Yeah.
which has provided you with a potential lead.
Mhm.
A lead that will be pursued in our next episode when they continue to hopefully level the field up on the peak of midnight.